Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WyoToday app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WyoToday app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit WyoToday.com to download the WyoToday app now. Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
There are 2 ways to buy 4x4 gear: the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lander Tiger football is about on the air.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Good evening, Tiger fans. Ernie Over and Sean O'Brate from Bill Bush Memorial Stadium here in Lander, where the Lander Tigers coming into this game at 2 wins and 1 loss. We're not counting the scrimmage they had against Pinedale against these Buffalo Bison. And, of course, the Bison and the Tigers had a heck of a fight last year in Buffalo, and Lander won that game 22-12. They needed a 10-point win to get second place in the conference, and that's exactly what they got, and were able to host the first-round quarterfinal game. But Buffalo has pretty much owned this series, Sean, in the games that have been played against Buffalo and Lander. Buffalo has won 14 and Lander only 5. So, and a couple of those were state championship games along the way.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of history between these two teams. I'm excited to see what plays out between them today, because you could tell there might be some bad blood on the field here.
Well, I tell you what, we have northeast winds blowing about 15 miles per hour right now, so it will be definite to one team's advantage. Watching the pregame warm-ups out here today, Sean, the Buffalo kickers were not having much luck against that wind. They were kicking into the wind, and they only made one field goal from about 30 yards away. All the others were blown aside by the wind. So that's could be a factor tonight.
It will definitely be interesting to see which side of the ball, or which side of the field the ball actually goes through the uprights on, because you're right, it is a little bit breezy, and it keeps picking up here and there. So you don't want to be kicking at the worst time, but then again, that's what football's all about.
And we have a very excellent playing surface here. This turf field is only 2 years old here in Lander. It's in great condition. And Sean, we just saw something that is a brand new tradition here at Lander Valley High School. The burning of the LT out on the other side of the stadium. And now I believe that's the BLM fire crew out there they're putting it out.
Yeah, I got it on camera here. It was pretty cool to see. I think they did this in Powell.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, Powell burns something before every game too. So it's a fun tradition. You get to catch something on fire, which there's always someone in the crowd that's a little bit more excited than others. But it is going to be a cool tradition to see. I thought it was just an L when I first saw it, but you're right, it is an LT down there. Yeah,
and the Tigers have retreated to the locker room, as have the Buffalo Bison, for their last-minute preparations. Buffalo head coach Rob Hammond and Lander Valley coach John Scott. We'll be back with more of our pregame show right after this.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
Back again at, let me put my headset back on. Back again at Bill Bush Stadium in Lander. The pregame show before the Lander Tigers take on the Buffalo Bison. And Sean, looking at these two teams, the Buffalo Bison average about 187 yards on the ground to Lander's 134. But the Tigers average almost 300 yards through the air, and Buffalo only 58. So Buffalo's got the running game, and Lander's got the passing game. So we'll see which defense stands up.
And that surprises me because I know Lander has 2 really good running backs, especially Jack Pasquinelli and Matisse Weaver, obviously last week, getting 2 touchdowns. It's kind of interesting to see that they would be the one with the least amount of rushing yards there. So I'm excited to see Brennan Stauffenberg. I've only seen him on tape, and I'm just really hyped to see this Lander team get out here and show what they're made of.
And players to watch today for the Buffalo Bison, we'll have our eye on number 21, Hammond. He is the leading ground gainer for the Bison, has 237 yards on 39 attempts, and that's about 79 yards a game. Paulser is the second leading rusher with 137 yards total for the season. That's 100 yards less than Hammond. He averages about 45 yards a game. And their quarterback, Eli Patterson, comes in with 80 yards on the season. That's an average of 26.7. So we'll keep an eye on those runners for the Buffalo Bison and see what they are doing. For the Lander Tigers, Sean, as you mentioned, Jack Pasquinelli is the leading ground gainer. He has 211 yards this season for the Tigers. That's an average of 70.3 yards a game. Matisse Weaver, 79 yards a game, 20 or totally for the season, 26 yards a game. Then Gabe Harris has 52 yards rushing, 17 yards a game, and the quarterback Brennan Stauffenberg, 25 yards for the season, and that's 8.3 yards a game. So the Tigers are a little more balanced in their running. They've got more players that can rush.
Definitely, and don't be fooled, because Stauffenberg can turn around, and he's got some jets on him as well. You do not want to let this man slip through the cracks there, because he can make you pay with his legs and his arm.
And on the receiving department, Sean, Gabe Harris of the Tigers is number 1 in the state, 296 total yards, 98 yards a game. His long is 45. Matisse Weaver has 96 yards on the season. That's 32 yards a game. And Joel Beaver has 56 total yards a season, and that is a total of 18.7 yards a game. And, of course, we'll be watching the punt returns. We have Gabe Harris as the returner for the Lander Tigers, and he does a pretty good job. And the punt returner for the Buffalo Bison is Michael Innat. And he's done a pretty good job this season, too. And so we're going to have to be careful on those run backs. But, you know, Matisse Weaver's leg hasn't allowed but I think one run back all season long.
Yeah, he's a good kicker. I can imagine that today the Buffalo is going to put that in the back of their mind. They want to get their offense set up first. But don't be fooled, because they can also get that run game going with the momentum from the kickoff. So it will be interesting to see how special teams plays a factor today.
We'll be back with our Sutherland's Home Improvement Loan starting lineups after we listen to this.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Frazier, Dr. Hinkle, Dr. Ballard, and Dr. Davis offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
And, of course, this is not the only game going on in Class 3A tonight. Star Valley is at Evanston. Cody is at Jackson. Powell is at Green River. And we have Warland playing Douglas tonight. Riverton is at Rollins. And, of course, these Buffalo Bison are visiting Lander Valley here today. Other county games that are being played today. Rocky Mountain is at Shoshone tonight at 7 o'clock. And we also have St. Stephen's at Riverside at 7 o'clock. Rich County, Utah was at Thermopolis this afternoon. We'll get a score on that one. And then in Class 1A 6-man, it's Farson Eden at DuBois tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And Ten Sleep is playing at Hewlett at 2 o'clock. So those are the local teams that are in action. And so far, Sean, your first chance to look at Fremont County football. What do you think so far?
Oh, this is awesome. This is a very different feel than where I'm from in Kansas, where there's a lot more teams, but it's a lot less. There's a lot less parity, where it's pretty much just one or two good teams, and the rest of it is all just kind of bottom of the barrel. But here in Fremont County, everyone's got a fighting chance. And by everyone, I mean mainly the teams. 80% of the teams in the division here.
Well, let's take a look now on our pregame show for the Sutherland's Home Improvement Center starting lineups. And, Sean, you want to go ahead?
Oh, yes, I'd love to do Buffalo's. So for Buffalo here, we have Michael Innett, number 2. He is a senior playing wide receiver and defensive back. You got Xander Hewitt, also playing wide receiver and linebacker. He's also a senior. Blake Bell, a senior wide receiver, linebacker. Dawson Pulser, running back, linebacker. He's the last senior there. Bryce Camino is a running back and a linebacker. He's a pretty big junior there, 5'11", 167. Hazen Camino is another wide receiver / defensive back for him. Eli Patterson and Will Hammond. Eli Patterson is going to be the quarterback, and he could be pretty dangerous to watch, especially a junior. He could be growing here. Charles Wonka, tight end, linebacker. He's a senior. Daniel Brown, he's an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman. And Brogan Byram, he's the other offensive lineman and defensive lineman, both of which are seniors.
For your hometown Lander Valley Tigers, they're going to go, let's take a look at the backfield. Number 2, Evan Stevenson will be at the flanker position. Joel Beaver, a senior, will be the other end at the split end position. Jack Pasquinelli will be the R-back. He's also a senior, 5'11", 180 pounds. He's got real good movement for a running back. Quarterback, as we mentioned, is Brennan Stauffenberg, a senior, 6'3", 185 pounds. The A-back is Gabe Harris, a senior, 5'10", 175 pounds. And the H-back is Matisse Weaver, a senior, 5'11", 185 pounds. On the line, centered by Rope Glick, a senior, 5'9", 150 pounds. The Caleb Henderson is the left guard. He's a freshman, 6'1", 225 pounds. The right tackle, Jesse Dollard, a senior, 6'4", 260. The right guard is Zane Calabres, and he comes in as a junior, 5'8", 230 pounds. And the left tackle is Cody Phillips. He's a junior, 5'11", 190 pounds. Of course, the head coach for the Lander Tigers is John Scott. John Rounds is the defensive coordinator. Curtis Moffitt is the special teams coach. Seth Conine, offensive and defensive line. Mike Reagan, the defensive backs and the head coach for the C team. And Brady Fullerton is the coach for quarterbacks and defensive backs. And right now, Sean, we have the Lander military unit from the high school presenting the colors here at midfield, and we will have the singing of the national anthem by the Lander Valley High School choir, and let's see if we can pick some of that up.
Please welcome the Lander Valley High School Valley Singers under the direction of Cammie Kisman will now sing the national anthem.
Well, the Lander Valley Singers with the national anthem, and unfortunately, Sean, they didn't have a microphone down there. It's kind of hard to hear them.
I hope everyone got to hear because it was a pretty good rendition of it, I will tell you that much.
Yeah, well, the flag is being retired now from the field to the south. We haven't had the unless I missed it, the flip of coin.
Oh, we did miss it, yes. So,
yeah, we did miss it. Okay.
Buffalo won the coin toss. They deferred, and I believe Lander will receive on this side, on the left side of the field for you radio.
Okay, they will be receiving on the south end, so they will be going into the wind here in the first quarter. And the kickoff by Xander Hewitt of the Buffalo Bison. He's a 5'10", 156-pound senior. And, as I mentioned earlier, Sean, they were not having much luck kicking into the wind, but now they are with the wind. So let's see what happens here.
Yes, let's see. I think Buffalo was smart to defer, at least with the wind right now. It'd be really smart to be able to pick which side they're going to be able to kick into or have Lander come through with their decision there on the coin toss. So smart decision by Buffalo.
So the Lander Valley Tigers will have the football first. The football is being teed up at the 40-yard line by Xander Hewitt. And deep back for the Tigers is Gabe Harris. He's all the way back at the goal line. He just shakes hands with the umpire back there. And we're about ready to go. The LVHS band has got the music rolling. The percussion session is moving. And there's the whistle. And Hewlett will be approaching the football. There's the kick, and it's a wobbler, and it bounces about the 5-yard line and goes through the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Lander will have the ball first down and 10 at their 20-yard line.
And so for those of you that have been watching all season and listening to Ernie, you know a lot what this offense looks like on their first drive. They like to go heavy on the ground to start the game. Try and get that momentum going on the run game early.
Brennan Stauffenberg, the quarterback for the Tigers. Gabe Harris and Matisse Weaver and Jack Pasquinelli in the backfield for the Tigers. Bison showing us a 4-man defensive front. Looks like a 4-5 defensive front. Tigers have 2 men split out wide to the left side, 1 to the near side. Under center is Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg takes the snap. There's the handoff, goes to Matisse Weaver. Weaver around left side, picks up 2 or 3 yards. Sean tried to make a cut around the corner, and I think he made it up to about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, Matisse is big, but some of these defensive backs for Buffalo look a little bigger. And it's going to be exciting to see the leverage that some of these players on the offensive line might be able to get on some of these defensive players.
It'll be second down, a long 7 to go for the Tigers. Coming out to the near side is Evan Stevenson. Twin receivers to the right side. Stauffenberg still under center, man in motion. Handoff goes to Pasquinelli. He's got some running room. A first down all the way to the 35-yard line. I think they're going to mark him down about the 33.
And that play worked because of the fake to Gabe Harris in the backfield. He was running a jet sweep and took the fake handoff, and that allowed Pasquinelli a lot of room in the middle.
10-yard gain on the play. Tigers at the 33-yard line in their own territory. Stevenson again comes out on the near side. And on the far side, we have Beaver, Joel Beaver. Now in the shotgun is Stauffenberg. He fumbles the football. He takes off, though. He's going to get a few yards before he's smothered at about the 35-yard line. Looks like coming up and doing the tackle that time was Dawson Palzer for the Buffalo Bison. The gain is going to be to the 36-yard line, so that's a gain of 3 yards on the play by Stauffenberg, his first carry of the afternoon. Still no passing.
Yeah, what did I say? They're going to start off the game running. They like to. They like to get that momentum and get the clock running.
10 minutes, 24 seconds to go. First period, no score. Pro look in the backfield. Stauffenberg under center. Harris in motion. He gets the call. He's caught at the line of scrimmage and pushed right back. Good defensive pursuit that time by a Brogan Byron of the Buffalo Bison. And they're going to give him, where are they going to put him? They're going to give him a yard to the 37-yard line. So it'll be a big third down play here for the Tigers, and they're going to need about 6.
They're going to need about 6, and they look like they might be able to get it here with this run game, but they're trying out everyone right now. They tried out Gabe, they tried out Jack, and Brennan had a run too.
All right, 2 folks in the backfield. Back to pass is Stauffenberg. It's a quarterback keeper. He fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by Buffalo, and it's great field position at the 30-yard line. Coming up there and getting that football is Charles Wonka. Well, that time a little hesitation by Stauffenberg, and they were getting in there to knock the ball away.
A lot of hesitation, and it almost looked like he was trying to pitch it backwards to the runner that was waiting in the backfield for the screen. It almost looked like a design screen that just went bad, and he didn't know where to go after the screen fell through.
First turnover of the game, and it goes against the Tigers, giving Buffalo great field position at the Lander 31-yard line. Hash mark on the near side, 9:32 to go, first period, no score. The quarterback under center. No, it's there's the handoff, goes straight up the middle, and it's going to go to Will Hammond. And Hammond gets a yard to the 30-yard line. So he gets 1 yard, and Hammond, the carrier, sees his first action. He's the second leading rusher in this district.
One thing to really watch out for, Eli Patterson, the quarterback for Buffalo, I think he's the tallest person on the field. He can see over everyone, so when he decides to pass, there's not going to be much stopping him from looking downfield.
Single receivers on each side in the gun. There's the handoff, goes to the first man through Hammond. Hammond finds a little bit of running room, and they're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Buffalo. He just went around that right side. The Tigers did not contain on that side, and it's a 30-yard touchdown run by Will Hammond.
Not only was containment just kind of blown wide open, but he ran through at least 2 tackles right at the line of scrimmage. And after you run through those 2 tackles, they had nobody ready to block downfield for him. So he just had an open field and there was no one stopping him.
The extra point attempt is coming up. To attempt it is Xander Hewitt. He also does the kickoffs for the Bison. There's the snap. The kick gets blocked. Blocked by Gabe Harris. Harris came in and blocked that. So with 8:46 to go here in the first period, it's Buffalo 6, Lander nothing.
Wind River Family and Community Healthcare has clinics located in Arapahoe, Ethity, and Riverton. We provide family medical services along with dental, optometry, behavioral health, physical and occupational therapy, and more. Our in-house lab and pharmacy at all locations make for a one-stop primary healthcare center for your healthcare needs. Wind River Family and Community Healthcare is striving for a stronger, healthier community because Wind River cares. More information can be found at windrivercares.com.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Hauling ass, heading south, down the road in a cool Cadillac, coupe to fill.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Number 27, Gabe Harris.
Well, Sean, the turnover gives the ball and the first score to Buffalo. Here's the kick by Hewlett. Hewlett, and it goes down to Gabe Harris at the 10-yard line. He cuts to his left side. He's got a little bit of a seam. He's across the 30, 35, up to about the 36, 37-yard line. A nice return of about 27 yards.
Yeah, he found the hole, and he just ran right through it. There was nothing stopping him. I think he was expecting to have a blocker right in front of him, and the blocker was not as fast as he was, so he ran him.
Hash mark on the near side. We have 8:39 to go in the first period. Buffalo scored first. It's 6-0 for the Bison. The Tigers found themselves in this position last week against Evanston, if you recall. They were down by 2 touchdowns before rallying for a 10-point win. Here's the handoff and flags, and we have motion by the Tigers. That's going to stop the play before it gets going, or do we have offside against Buffalo? Now, Sean, it looks like it's going to be offside against Buffalo. So the first penalty of the game is going to go against Buffalo.
And after the turnover last drive, you just want as much luck as you can on this drive to try and get it back to even.
Exactly. So the Tigers started at the 37-yard line, and the penalty moves it up to the 42. So first down, 5 yards to go. Same formation for the Tigers. Stauffenberg under center, one man in behind, and there's the keeper by Stauffenberg. He gets quite a bit of yardage across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line, and a flag comes in late.
Yeah, that looked like a late hit. I don't know why he jumped on him there at the last second.
Well, let's see what this call could be. The gain on the play is to the 46-yard line, so that's a gain of 4 by the quarterback, Stauffenberg, his second carry. He has 7 yards in the game so far. Officials are pointing toward Buffalo, and let's see what the call is going to be. They're marking it off. I didn't see him call, did you?
I think they picked up the flag. It looks...
Well, no, they marked off the penalty. It's a personal foul penalty, and it goes all the way inside the Buffalo territory to the 39-yard line on the penalty. Another penalty by Buffalo. That's their second of the game. 20 penalties against Buffalo. You can't do that! In the shotgun now is Stauffenberg. No, he moves under center. Pasquinelli, the trailing back, behind him. 3 men on the left side. Pasquinelli gets the call. He breaks one tackle. He breaks another. He's in the clear. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
That was too easy for Pasquinelli.
Boy, he hit the hole just right, Sean, and squirted. They missed a tackle right at the line of scrimmage, and all Pasquinelli had in front of him was green turf.
Yeah, there was absolutely no containment. Just like on the opposite end of the field a little earlier, there was no containment on that right side of the field. Once he broke through the line, there was nothing stopping him.
So the Tigers answer in the first quarter here at the 8:19 mark, and here comes the extra point attempt by Matisse Weaver. The snap, the kick, it's up, it's high enough, and it is good. And Lander takes a 7-6 lead on our WyoToday scoreboard. We'll be right back after this.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Unless it went under the bleachers. Okay. Back again, looking for a lost pen here that just flew out of the air.
It is windy out here.
It is windy. We have winds coming out of the northeast about 20 miles an hour. And lining up to kick it off is Matisse Weaver. And let's see, kicking into the wind. Matisse usually kicks it out of the end zone. Let's see what's going to happen this time. Here's the kick. It's a long. Oh, this could be a field goal.
Almost, a little to the right.
Almost. That's his longest kick of the year. It went right through the uprights and well back. So this is where Buffalo is going to take over. First down, 10 yards to go now at their own 20-yard line on their second drive. Of course, their first drive, Sean, was
much better field position.
Was much better because they got the fumble from Lander.
Yeah, and then they only had to go, about 30 yards?
30 yards.
Let's see what this offense actually looks like when they have to start from a normal part.
Okay, here comes Will Hammond out. He is in the shotgun, 8:19 to go. Lander leading 7-6, first quarter. There's the handoff to Hammond. Hammond straight ahead. No, that's not Hammond. I'm sorry. That is Dawson Palzer. And guess who's on the tackle? Matisse Weaver is there, and Zane Calabras is there. So it's a gain on the play to the 26-yard line. That'll be a 6-yard gain by Palzer, his first carry. Second down, about 4 yards to go, maybe 5. Looks more like 4 to me. Hash mark, near side of the field. Hammond takes it back, throws. The pass is overthrown. Intended that time for Michael Inat, and just way outside. The wind might have caught that one.
Wind might have caught that, but it did hit Inat's fingertips. If he was just one step closer, that would have been a completion and a turnaround for a first down.
And the Tigers did have that play covered, but he still would have had some yardage. Okay, third down now, big third down play for the Bison offense and the Tiger defense. Twin receivers on the right side. There's the pitch, goes to Palzer again. He's stopped short of the first down, and he's going to get just a couple of yards, Sean.
Yeah, that was a big hit by number 31, Caden.
Yep.
Yeah, he laid him out right there on the line, and he didn't have anywhere that he could go. He got up a little dazed and confused after that one.
1 yard gain on the play by Palzer, and now they're going to have to punt it away. Punting is Xander Hewitt. Deep back is Gabe Harris. Here's the punt, high, end over end. Fair catch called for, but it just bounces. He didn't get it. It's going to roll into the end zone.
What a lucky roll.
I tell you, if Bison would have had a faster receiver down there, they could have downed it, but it'll be Lander's ball, 1st and 10 at the 20.
Yeah, that could have been very dangerous. He did let it go. He didn't touch it, so it would have just been stopped in the inside of the red zone there for him, but it was going to be pretty close to the goal line.
Well, the Tigers take over. They're going to go into the wind, and Sean, it looks like the wind direction has changed a little bit. It's coming out of the northwest now.
Yeah, it's coming right at us.
Yeah, it's coming right at us. Fortunately, it's keeping us cool. It's kind of warm here on this side of the stadium. Okay, Stevenson split out wide to the near side. 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff is going to go straight up the middle to Gabe Harris, and nothing doing there. Buffalo had that one read, Sean.
They did, yeah, and it's because they just keep running. I don't think they've really tried a pass yet, and even if they did, they just keep lining up in these I formations that scream run, run, run. So let's see if they switch it up here soon.
Only 1 yard on the ground so far by Gabe Harris, the second leading rusher for the Lander Tigers. And that sun getting close to the horizon over there, but it's bearing down right in our eyes.
Directly, yeah. You can
How
see
come
it in
you
the
don't have a
shadows.
hat today?
My wife is bringing me one.
Oh,
right
she
now.
is. Well, very good. Okay, under center. Here's the fake play action pass.
Nice
Downfield,
pass.
caught by Matisse Weaver. First down, Tigers at the 32-yard line. Great motion that time by Stauffenberg. Matisse Weaver was open, and the Tigers' first pass goes for 11 yards.
That was a pretty pass on the run there. I mean, that was one of those passes you get kind of nervous as a coach because you want to stand square in your shoulders and you want to throw that, but he threw it perfectly on the run.
Yeah, it goes up to the 31-yard line, and that's a gain of 11 yards on that pass play. Tigers come back with a pro look in the backfield, wide receivers on each side. Hand off to Pasquinelli, and he fumbled the ball. There's a jumble. Looks like a scrum, and Buffalo has recovered again. Oh, the second fumble by the Tigers. And the last time they fumbled at the 31-yard line, they do it exactly at the same spot this time. A fumble by the Tigers giving Buffalo great field position there at the 30-yard line.
For those of you on radio and not watching on WyoToday, I don't think Pasquinelli expected the ball, but it hit him right in the leg, and his knee just kicked it forward into the large group of players.
5:44 to go. Lander 7, Buffalo 6. Back to pass. And he is sacked, and a flag comes out. Nice sack, a pursuit on the play by Matisse Weaver, and he gets a sack. Also in there for the Tigers was Wesley Downs.
Boy, Matisse just does a little bit of everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. Great tackle by Downs. I think we've got a holding penalty against Buffalo. So Buffalo, they're not having very good luck here today. That's their third penalty, and that is, let's see, they've got 30 yards on 3 penalties so far against the Bison.
Yeah, I don't know about luck, if that's the right word, because they've had 2 fumbles basically land right in their laps. So one of them led to a score, and this one obviously is going backwards right now, but luck for sure. And looks like Coach John Scott is talking to him about the placement of the ball.
Yeah, he said, where did that foul happen? And Scott, of course, says it happened.
Oh, he's declining the call, I think.
Oh, is he going to decline the penalty?
So it'll be second down, and
they're going to take the loss.
Yeah, smart
idea. So the loss goes all the way back to the 39-yard line, a 9-yard loss on the play, and that'll go against the quarterback, Patterson. So that's 9 yards to the negative.
That is a heck of a fall. He didn't look like he was that far back, but when he dropped back, he kept going backwards before he got hit. So
Tigers had good rush there, Sean. Okay, he's in the shotgun formation, one man in motion.
Oh,
he drops the football, and he keeps the football, and he's down about 10, 15 yards down the field, short of the first down, and it looks like Stauffenberg came up and made that stop. But that was a broken play.
That was a designed run for the quarterback, I believe, and when he bobbled the ball, he went up to hand it off to whoever was sweeping around, and he was already too late. So maybe it was a design, maybe it wasn't, but he ran right through the middle and got all those yardage back.
15-yard gain by Hammond. He now has 46 yards, and it's third down. They need about 3 yards to go. Football in the center of the field. There's the handoff. Caught and stopped before the first down line. Will Hammond did not get the first down. He's going to be 2 yards short, and there's a flag.
And Lander came up with the ball.
And so let's see what is happening. One of the Lander players goes over and hands the ball to the officials, and Buffalo was walking backwards again. So a penalty apparently against Buffalo. Let's see if we can get a signal from the official. He hasn't been very good signaling us here this evening.
He needs a microphone.
Yeah, he does. Personal foul against Buffalo. So they're going to move it all the way back, and it was after the play, so it was a dead ball foul, John.
So, yeah, instead of 4th and 1, it's going to be 4th and 15? 4th and 17, my goodness.
Yeah, that's 30, 40, 45 yards in penalties against Buffalo. And they now have the football at their own 33-yard line after that penalty.
Maybe they think it's third down, but it is definitely fourth down right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. Hammond in the back. There's the screen pass. It goes to Hammond. Hammond's got some yardage. He's got the first down, and he's going to score. But we've got a hold against Bison down at the 20-yard line. I think that's a hold.
That flag came out right when one of the Lander players that was being blocked went to the ground, so looked like.
Yep, holding against Buffalo, so that's going to wipe the touchdown off.
That's a deflating play if you're a Buffalo fan.
Yeah, because it was fourth and forever. It was 4th and 17.
It was, yeah.
And now it's going to be 4th down and another 10 yards tacked onto it. They measure from the point of the infraction, and the ball goes back now to the 38-yard line on the second penalty.
So it's still basically 4th and 18, and they're still going to go for it here.
Yeah, they are.
I like the confidence, especially since they just pulled it out. I mean, they know they can get the first down here. If that was a simple screenplay, let's see what else they have in the books.
Yeah, and that was their first pass of the evening, too. Hash mark near side. Patterson brings out his team. Big crowd tonight here in Lander.
Big crowd.
He's in the shotgun formation, one man in the backfield. There's the snap. Oh, it was going to be a quick kick, and he is down, and the Tigers fight for the ball. Lander's going to get the ball in great field position at about the 43-yard line.
Boy, what was that, a fake?
That was a quick kick.
Quick kick? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he was going to do a quick pick, but he lost, and the yardage goes all the way back to the 42-yard line. That's another loss of 4 yards by Patterson. He now has minus 13 yards in the game, and the Tigers are going to take over. Lander in pretty good field position here. They are at their own 42-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. 4:17 to go, first period. Lander leading 7-6 on our WyoToday scoreboard.
Yeah, and Buffalo, I mean, they came into this game 1-2, and they look stronger than a 1-2 team, but right now they're showing their mistakes.
Stevenson on the right side, Beaver on the left side. Pro set look in the backfield. Man in motion gets the football, and that's Harris. Harris wrangles.
Oh, he fumbled the ball.
And let's see. Buffalo recovers the third Lander fumble. Well, that time Harris got the ball, and he was triple teamed, Sean, and lost the football. And they take over now at the 39-yard line. Wow.
Yeah, wow, indeed. That is, I mean, I don't know if we're just playing a game of Fumble-Rooski today or if maybe there's something in the water, but Lander is not having a good day holding on to the ball, and Buffalo's obviously not having a good day with the refs.
And there's no the temperature is really nice here. It's about 70 degrees.
This is the best football game I've been to all year, weather-wise.
Okay, Patterson is in the gun. He hands it off in the middle. Nothing doing there for Palzer. He's caught right at the line of scrimmage. And I think there's going to be no gain on the play. Coming up there for the Tigers, Jesse Dollard led the tackle.
I have a score update if you'd like, Ernie.
Yeah, you bet.
The Thermopolis Bobcats just got their very first win of the season.
All right.
Coming against the Rich County, Utah Rebels. They won 28-24, final score as of 5 minutes ago. So,
well,
congrats
congratulations.
To them. Yeah.
And that game was at Thermopolis. Okay, second down, 10 yards to go. Triple receivers on the right side. There's a quick pass. Goes over on the near side to Inat. Inat gets a little bit of yardage. He's across the 435. He dives close to that marker, but he's going to be short of the first down. They're going to mark him down at the 31-yard line, so that'll be an 8-yard gain by Inat. And the first completed pass by Patterson tonight.
Oh, no, it was the second because he had the screen. Oh, I guess that was called back.
Yeah, that was called back. Yeah, because with the penalty.
Let me put my foot in my mouth a little bit bigger.
No worries. Third down, 2 yards to go. Hash mark far side. In the gun. There's the handoff. No, a fake handoff. The quarterback kipped to Patterson, and he's got the first down. He's across the 30-yard line down to about the 28-yard line. So that's a 3-yard gain by the quarterback, Patterson. And now with that gain, he is only 10 yards in the hole from those caught behind the line of scrimmage plays.
And with 2.5 minutes left to go in the first, this quarter has flown by. Maybe it's all the running with the constant clock here, but it really has gone by fast.
Patterson in the gun. There's the handoff to Palzer. Palzer straight ahead for about 5 before he's finally tripped up by the Tiger interior. And slow to get up that time is Matisse Weaver. He was on the bottom of the pile, but the gain is all the way down to the 22-yard line. That'll be a 6-yard gain by Palzer.
And all these simple, easy inside runs are getting a good chunk of change every single time. It's only a matter of time till one of them breaks through. The Tigers need to fill those holes pretty fast.
2 minutes to go in the first period. Lander 7, Buffalo 6. Here's the handoff to Palzer. He's got running room. He's in. Touchdown. Well, you called it, Sean. No one touched him. He had a hole that you could drive the Titanic through.
Yeah, the interior of the defensive line has just been getting ran over, and it was only a matter of time until one thing just led to another and it broke free. So,
and we're at the 1 minute 46 mark, a 22-yard run by Palzer. And here comes the extra point attempt. Are they going to go for 2? They are. They missed the extra point. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Hey, just
he was
a little
pulling
bit
it out
late.
of his pocket, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the PAT tick is coming up. Buffalo now 12-7 on our WyoToday scoreboard. There's the snap, the kick, and it's blown dead. We have a laundry on the field.
So it's quite a bit of laundry so far today.
Yeah, and this is going to be offside Lander, so he gets another yard to try to make the kick.
So instead of a 12-yard PAT, or what it would be, it would be a 20-yard field would be a 15. And now they're going to bring in the 2-point conversion unit.
Yeah, well, they're a yard closer. They're at the 1-yard line now, so let's see if they're going to run or pass. 12-7, 5-point lead by Buffalo. Minute 46 to go here in the first period of play.
It would be smart to go for 2 in this situation, so you're up by a touchdown and not just 5 points.
Well, and the quarterback is in the shotgun. One man behind him, the tailback. Another flag. And this must be a false start. Well, let's see if they bring. False start, and so they're gonna.
They're gonna send the kicking unit back.
They're gonna send the kicking unit back on the field.
They just don't want to end this series right now, do they?
That's right. No. And let's see. That's the 50th yard in penalties against the Bison so far in this game.
I'm sure the coach is not happy. They'll have some stuff to work on already, though, in practice this week, win or lose.
Hewlett, the kicker. The kick is up, high enough, long enough, and it is good. So Hewlett gets the point after, and it now goes 13-7. Buffalo with the lead on our WyoToday.com scoreboard.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine and Adina Vasco and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
Back again at Bill Bush Stadium in Lander. And, of course, Sean, I don't know if you know, since you've only been here a short time, but Bill Bush was the coach of Lander's only state championship football team back in 1948.
I've heard quite a bit about him. Him and Terry Berg are the two names I've been told to do my research on since I moved here.
Bill Bush was my junior high school PE teacher at the old South Side School in Lander. Okay, here we go. Hewlett approaches the ball. There's a nice end-over-end kick, and it's going to go out of the end zone.
Very close to being out of bounds.
That's right. So Lander will start at the 20-yard line with a fresh set of downs, and they are now trailing 13-7 on our WyoToday scoreboard. A minute 46 to go here in the first period of play. Well, I tell you what, Coach John Scott cannot be happy with 3 fumbles.
No, he cannot. I'm sure that is the topic of conversation every time that he even walks up to a player right now. He says, keep your hands on the ball. We'll see what happens here on this drive, though. The sun is direct. It's starting to get to that point.
It's almost directly in our eyes, yeah. Well, you know, you have to carry the ball like a baby. Have to wrap it up good. Okay, in the gun is Stauffenberg, 1 man off to his right side, back to pass, play action. He breaks away from 1. He throws it downfield, and it is caught by Matisse Weaver. A great catch at the 48-yard line. Boy, was that a good catch.
It was a great catch, and that was a crazy throw.
44-yard line.
He threw it, and Stauffenberg's getting up limping. But, yeah, he threw that off his back foot, running away from a defender. And when you first saw the ball going in the air, you didn't see anyone in the vicinity, and Matisse just turned on the jets to get to the ball right on the sideline. Great double toe tap, too. That would have been an NFL catch right there.
That was. He had his toes down on the inside. That was a great catch by Weaver. Hash mark near side, minute 36 to go, first period. Lander trails now 13-7. They've got the ball on the march after that great pass. Here's the handoff to Pasquinelli. Pasquinelli on the left-hand side gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a couple of yards, looking that time like Daniel Brown, the 12th the senior 6 foot 200-pound defensive lineman got him, and he got 3 yards on the play.
And I don't mean to keep bringing it up, but Brennan is limping back and forth, so let's see if maybe they try and go a little bit more run heavy so that they can keep him from getting hit and let him get a little bit of rest on that leg. If you're watching on WyoToday, the shadows are about to leave, but it is because the sun is directly in the vicinity here.
Okay, there's the handoff to Pasquinelli.
Oh,
he breaks through. He's got a first down across the 40, down to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers.
And it almost looked like he wanted to slide, but I think he was trying to juke, and his ankles got caught up underneath him. But he could have had a couple extra yards there. He was running into 2 defenders, and he just decided to take the 20-yard gain right there.
Yeah, it's a 21-yard gain by Pasquinelli, and now he has 60 yards on 3 carries. Hash mark far side, 28 seconds to go. This could be the last play of the first quarter. Same formation in the gun. There's the quick pass over to Gabe Harris. Harris breaks 1 tackle, and there's a flag. Do we have a face mask?
No, I believe Matisse, number 37, had a block in the back to try and get the screen.
Oh, yeah, okay. So this is going to be the first big penalty against the Tigers.
If I'm right here, the line judge saw it, or the sideline judge.
Yeah, that's the call, and it'll go against the Tigers with 16 seconds to go. So Lander has now been penalized twice for 11 yards, and the mark-off is going to go from the 41, or from the, that wasn't the 41.
Yeah, it was the 41, so now they're down at
they're down at the 44-yard line now, because it was at the point of the foul.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, it was the 30, it was the 36.
36
is Lander.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
Well, Sean, we've got the biggest crowd of the year, 2,500 or so here at Bill Bush Stadium. Full house for the homecoming day game. Tigers have it now, 1st and 10. No, it's, 1st and 15. Oh, and Matisse Weaver ran offside. He was going to cut.
And now it's going to be 1st and 25.
Yeah, and he did cut, but he cut right across the line of scrimmage. So it's a false start against the Tigers. And now that's another 5-yard penalty. So the Tigers seeing the yellow flag now. And the football is marched back to the 49-yard line in Lander territory.
And back to the crowd size here. Obviously, this is my first home game. I've been doing Riverton games all season, but the homecoming could have something to do with it, or maybe they all saw the comeback last week and they just want to come out here and see it again.
Well, I think, Lander has a pretty good fan base. They do a lot of traveling, and they've packed the bleachers here tonight. Tigers have it 1st and 20. Back to pass, Stauffenberg. Screen pass. Goes to Pasquinelli. He's got 10 yards. He's got 15 yards. He's down inside the 35-yard line. A big gainer on the screen pass from Stauffenberg to Pasquinelli.
Yeah, that was a simple play that Brendan Stauffenberg was getting rushed, and obviously the whole line of Buffalo saw that it was a screen, but they saw that it was way too late, and they was already up about 10 yards. So good on Pasquinelli to get around that first tackle, and he had some open space there.
16-yard gain by the Tigers on Pasquinelli. And it is 2nd down now, and they need about 7 or 8 yards for the first down. Long shadows on the field. Only the tailback in the backfield. Pistol formation.
Oh.
Pasquinelli. He breaks one tackle, but not the other. And he's caught for a loss back at the 37-yard line. It'll be a loss on the play of about 4 yards.
And he said it when he went down, too. I saw it. That was a face mask.
Yeah.
I mean, no flag on the play right now, but he was ripped down by his face mask by that first tackler.
Tiger coaches are letting the officials know about it on the sideline. So the loss is 5 yards by Pasquinelli. And that makes him 4 carries on 55 yards now. Okay, hash mark near side, 10:36 to go until halftime. Lander trails by a touchdown. One man in the slot. Play action pass. There's Stauffenberg. Heaves it downfield, out of bounds, and he just got rid of that one. He was under quite a bit of pressure.
He had number 27 open, but it was just not in the cards for him. He had to do the throw on the run play there, and it just wasn't going to work there.
Okay, so it'll be 2nd down, 10 yards. Fourth down.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. 4th down. And the Tigers need 11 yards. And let's see what they're going to go for.
They're going to go for it, yeah. I was going to say.
This is as good as a punt.
Yeah. Well, and I think you're at that weird part of the field where if you punt it, it could very easily be a touchback.
Yeah.
And it's too long to be a field goal. So why not try it? You're down by 6. You need the points. Try it.
Okay, full house look in the backfield. One man in the slot off to the right. Back to pass to Stauffenberg. Heaves it downfield. He's got a man that overthrows him. Beaver was all alone. But I tell you, I think the wind caught that one because it was 10 yards overthrown.
Well, and Beaver turned and immediately slowed down. If he had just kept going, he would have been right in the breadbasket there. That wasn't too bad of a throw. He could have caught it. He slowed down right at the last second there.
So Buffalo takes over at their own 37-yard line.
They have had some great field positioning so far today, and they haven't really been able to capitalize on it other than that first series.
Yeah, this is their worst start of the game. 10:18 to go until halftime. 13-7. Buffalo with the lead. Receivers out on each end. One man in the slot. In the gun, there's the shovel pass. Shovel pass goes on the near side to Blake Bell. Bell gets some running room on the far side across midfield down to about the 46-yard line of Lander.
Yeah,
nice shovel pass.
That was a great shovel pass. The Buffalo team had 2 options there. He could pitch it behind him and get the running back behind him. He had some open space, but he obviously saw the open field and immediately said, I'm just going to go forward with it.
17-yard gain on the play by Patterson, his second complete pass of the
and he's dropped in the backfield.
Oh, great defensive rush by the Tigers. Coming in there that time is Jesse Dollard. Dollard came in there and really got him. Also in there was Wesley Downs. So it's a loss on the play of 2 yards by Patterson. He now has negative 12 yards on the 4 carries, and the ball's back to the 48-yard line.
And that was exactly the type of momentum play that the defense needed because so far they've kind of been getting run over left and right. You need to have a few good stops if you want to be able to keep this team from scoring again.
Cole and Gossard split out wide to the right side. Twin receivers, now a man in motion. A handoff his face. Patterson keeps it. He's got some running room. He's at the 35-30, 25-20. He's down to the 15-yard line before he's wrestled out of bounds by Brennan Stauffenberg. First down on a big gainer by Buffalo.
And the sweep there, the running back, or the wide receiver that was moving pre-motion before the play, they just made the blitz that was coming through the middle of the offensive line. They bit really hard on that, and immediately the quarterback knew he had the entire right side of the field open and ready to go.
That was a 33-yard play, first down to the 15 in great field position. 9 minutes to go, first half. And there's the bad snap, and he's caught behind the line. It'll be a sack for the Tigers. The snap that time, Sean, and we have a player down.
Well, he ran his shoulder right into the quarterback's hip, and, I mean, his whole right side of he's not moving.
Yeah, he is down there. Of course, the athletic trainer for the Tigers is Adam Simon, and he is out there right away. Let's take a break. We'll be back after this.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WyoToday app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WyoToday app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit WyoToday.com to download the WyoToday app now. Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
There are two ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal and Riverton. The smart way to roll.
Back again at Bill Bush Stadium, and unfortunately we have a serious injury out on the field, and they have called for an ambulance. And the trainers and Cyril Stauffenberg, the athletic director for Lander, is out on the field. He's been on his phone. And Sean, the player, hasn't moved much since that tackle, and as you alertly said, his head ran right into the hip of the quarterback on that sack attempt. So we've got a stay in the action here, 8:55 to go, 13-7, Buffalo with the lead.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Well, Sean, it is really not good to have a player injured to this extent. We don't know what the injury is, but we believe that the player on the field is Caden Rowan. He is a sophomore for the Tigers, 6'1", 205. He's a linebacker, also a fullback. And now it looks like his mom might be out there on the field with him, and Cyril Stauffenberg, the athletic director. And, you know, we knew this was going to be bad because immediately the umpire called timeout and started pointing towards Stauffenberg and motioning him over. The Buffalo Bison on the far side are all on their knees with their helmets off. So are the Lander Tigers on this side, except for the starters. They are down around the 25-yard line. The official is in there talking with the coaches. We've got a huddle of players around Caden Rowan. Now, we believe that who it is. One of the coaches in the booth told us his number. 8:55 to go here in the first half. Lander trailing 13-7, Sean.
Yeah, and it was pretty immediate. I know when I saw it, I said, oh, what a hit. And then the quarterback kept running, and I just saw the defensive player who, like he said, we believe Caden Rowan, he just went straight down, and his arm just wasn't moving, and next thing you know, there's everyone around him. So we are hoping that he's okay, and I believe the ambulance is on the way.
And the most anticipated moment of the evening, the sun is going below the horizon to our west. Our sunset is going away. Now the temperature is going to start dropping, but we'll be back with more from Bill Bush Stadium right after this.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
We have 8:55 to go in the first half. Buffalo leading the Lander Valley Tigers 13-7, but we've had a serious injury to one of the Lander players at the 20-yard line, and Sean, he hasn't moved just his hand since he went down, and they've got an ambulance on the way, and the ambulance station is fairly close to here.
That's what I was about to say.
But if they are if they're positioning themselves in Hudson, if they've had a lot of calls, it'll take a longer time for the ambulance to get here.
That is true. And for those of you saying, well, why don't they have an ambulance at the stadium anymore? I found out through multiple coaches and ADs that costs quite a bit of money to house an ambulance for 4 hours at your stadium.
Yeah, it does.
You know, you could obviously spend that money and be preventative efforts for moments like this, or, you know, you could spend some of that money on things that you might need, like I don't know, stuff for the school classroom, stuff for the football team, like helmets or uniforms. I mean, the money could go anywhere, really, if you think about it. But that is the main reason why most schools do not carry an ambulance on the field anymore. I was at Wyoming Indian yesterday for their game, and they had an ambulance that was ready and waiting, but thankfully they didn't need it. So.
Yeah, sometimes if the ambulance system is not busy, they will go stand by at a sporting event. We have a huge crowd here tonight. This is the biggest crowd since probably we played Riverton last year. The student section is full, the band is here, and the public section is totally full of folks. There are no empty seats here.
None.
Now, the Buffalo Bison, they are going to huddle down in the south, or the south end zone, and the Tigers are also going somewhere. I don't know if they're going to.
I think they're going to have a group prayer.
I think so.
And I think it's worth it. So we do have a photographer on the field, and we are not trying to speculate anything. He says that he was out cold for about 10 to 20 seconds, jolted awake, and has only been able to move his upper body. So
okay.
We don't want to speculate anything. We're just giving you the facts as we get them in. So
and
hopefully he's feeling all right.
We're waiting for the ambulance to arrive here at Bill Bush Stadium. 8:55 to go here until halftime. Buffalo has a 13-7 lead. And the injury occurred on a play when the quarterback was caught behind the line of scrimmage and sacked. It was a big play for Lander. They had the ball down at the 42, and the quarterback got in trouble, and there was a big Tiger rush. And that's when the injury occurred.
Yeah, the rush came right up the middle, and Caden was the first to hit him. But like I said, he hit straight shoulder and head right into the quarterback's hips and stomach area, and the quarterback from Buffalo just kind of brushed him off. And when he brushed him off, the Tiger player just fell straight to the ground in a very awkward way. So it was almost immediately. I mean, up here you could tell, and the ref could obviously tell right away. And we just, all of our prayers are with this young man as we, I think I hear an ambulance.
Yeah, they have they're bracing his neck down on the field, and his family is down there with him. And the Lander Valley trainer, who we mentioned earlier, is Adam Simon. He is down there as well, and he is holding the young man's neck in place. And we're just awaiting the ambulance now. Not much to say in a situation like this. You just really hate to see an injury of any kind to any player.
Especially this magnitude. This is insane.
This doesn't. And, of course, you know, we always have to remind you that they do this for precautionary measures.
Oh, for sure.
They want to make sure that nothing else happens. So they do have his neck braced now. We can kind of see that from Simon putting the glasses on it. But we'll be back with more from Bill Bush Stadium and hopefully learn a little bit more after this.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Frazier, Dr. Hinkle, Dr. Ballard, and Dr. Davis offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Wind River Family and Community Healthcare has clinics located in Arapahoe, Ethity, and Riverton. We provide family medical services along with dental, optometry, behavioral health, physical and occupational therapy, and more. Our in-house lab and pharmacy at all locations make for a one-stop primary healthcare center for your healthcare needs. Wind River Family and Community Healthcare is striving for a stronger, healthier community because Wind River cares. More information can be found at windrivercares.com.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Hauling ass, heading south, down the road in a cool Cadillac, coupe to Bill.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Back again at Bill Bush Stadium. The ambulance has arrived, Sean, but they don't know how to get into the football field. They've driven all the way around the campus here at Lander Valley High School. I don't know if they're going to try to come in on the side where the general public comes in, but the ambulance was here, and then it drove all the way around, and I don't know if they're trying to back it in by the auxiliary gym. I don't see the ambulance moving over there. But we do have a player down on the field. We believe it's Caden Rowan, and that's what one of the assistant coaches told us up here in the press box. And, boy, this really puts a damper on what has been a very exciting game so far.
Yes, definitely.
Unfortunately marred now by this injury, but marred before by the 3 fumbles and the turnovers by Lander.
Yeah, and, you know, we could point at that all day. This is obviously going to be the main point, win or lose, for Lander Tigers, is they want to make sure all their players are healthy. You don't want to leave any game without the players that were there at the beginning of the game. That's not something you want. And they're staying loose out here. I got the camera on them, making sure that they stay limber and loose. And right now Buffalo is huddling up. I think they're talking about maybe what their game plan is, because remember, they have the ball right now, 2nd and 12. I don't remember if that was the the down to go.
Yeah, they're going
before,
down that way. Yeah.
I know, but was that the down to go before the play or after the play?
Well, I have got the running that they had a 1st and 10 at the 15, and so this was the first play after they got the first down. So it's going to be a loss back to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, and so this is going to be when they come back. I mean, Buffalo has to, just like Lander has to, they have to get back in the game mentality of, hey, we're playing a football game. And right now, I mean, we just have more and more people getting on the field, but not any EMTs as far as I can tell. So,
well, this is something that the ambulance service and the high school are going to have to discuss. The ambulance came all the way around, was on the opposite side of the field, but there are 2 fences there, and then they drove around past the auxiliary gym. I don't know where they are right now. My guess is that they've come around to the front of the high school, but we haven't been able to see them. And this is just taking way too long. This is not a good situation.
It's also not a good look for the EMTs around here, and we know that they work very hard. This might be a little confusing to get in and out of here, but yeah, right now this is just not the best optics. Let's just say that for the hospitals around here. So
it's the ambulance service, which is separate from the hospital, but still, the Lander trainer, Mr. Simon, does have the player. They are holding his neck to make sure that it doesn't move, and I'm not really sure why we're having. Oh, see, there goes the ambulance now. It's going the other way. It's going back on the far side now. Apparently they couldn't get in on this side, so now they've turned around and they've gone all the way to the other side of the football field. I know there's a gate over there because the fire department comes in sometime, but I don't know what they're doing. Well, let's just wait and see. We can't criticize them because we don't know what's going on.
Definitely, yeah, and for all we know, I mean, this is a very hard place to get into if you're driving a car around here. There's a track and field area all the way out there. It's all gated off, and then you come back around here to the north side of the field, and it's a big hill up to the field. So, I mean, if I was a driver that had to get on this field at all, I also might not know what's going on.
Of course, you can come in through the main gate, which is on the east side of the field here. They've got an entrance for vehicles. They had their barbecue folks for the Lander concessions come in, and they were there. Now the ambulance is going back on Baldwin Creek Road back towards Lander. I'm hoping there's someone there who's directing them to come in to the stadium. 8:55 to go, 13-7. The Buffalo Bison lead the Lander Tigers. And Sean, this could have 2 effects on the Tigers. It could really ramp them up to play even harder, or they could get their daubers down.
Yeah, that, and I mean, it's been about 25 minutes since we touched a football out here, so that kind of break in between can keep a team tight. And right now, obviously, they're trying to get loose and limber, but that sometimes has a negative effect as well, a negative connotation, because right away they're going to have to defend on the 20-yard line. They're going to have to defend in the red zone and get back in that football mentality. And you're right, they might be a little down, or they might try and use this as inspiration. But either way, they got to get back in this football mindset that they haven't been in for roughly 30 minutes. They're going to basically have 2 halftimes today.
Yeah, basically they're going to have 2, and the homecoming halftime is going to be a longer one than normal.
Yes.
It'll be 13 minutes long. Well, we've lost track of the ambulance. It's gone around again where it came from. I don't know if it's turned into the parking lot and it's heading for the main gate here of Bill Bush Stadium. But we're going to take another break, and we'll keep you updated on the injury and where the ambulance is.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine, Adina Vasco, and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
WyoGlass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. WyoGlass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. WyoGlass is Lander.
Okay, the ambulance has arrived back where it was here a while back. It has now gone all the way around the high school, used the back entrance, and come around by the auxiliary gym. They've got the ambulance parked on the track right now, and they're going to drive it right onto the field, Sean, and go right up next to where the player is. And I don't know why it's taken this long, but they need to figure out a better way to get here to the high school, no matter what.
I'm sure Sarah Stauffenberg will have some sort of conversation, but right now we're just happy that they're here. And this is actually a good thing. They're blocking our camera right now from seeing him get up, and we never want to publicize an injury, especially one of this magnitude. So you're going to get a live look if you go to WyoToday's YouTube of just the ambulance right now. And you can honestly see the team down here. They're trying to get back in football mode, like I said, but they're all still keeping their eyes on their teammate right now. They don't want to even let him out of their sight right now.
Well, this is going to take a while. The EMTs are unloading a gurney now, so let's take another break. 8:55 to go until halftime. We're about a half hour into this injury, and we'll be back after this.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WyoToday app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WyoToday app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit WyoToday.com to download the WyoToday app now. Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
There are 2 ways to buy 4x4 gear: the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Bison, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Ernie Over and Sean O'Braith back at Bill Bush Stadium in Lander. And Sean, the ambulance has arrived. The injured player is still down on the floor. Or on the field. They did bring out some blankets for him, and Lander Valley head coach John Scott came running out of the crow's nest and is now on the field next to the injured player. And this is going to be a substantial delay in this game.
Oh, for sure, and
already has been.
It's been over 30 minutes now, and that's the least of anyone's concerns here. Obviously, we all hope Caden's okay. It's going to get cold fast, like you said. It's going to get very cold very fast. There's no good way to say this. The good thing is now the entire defense for Lander is at least a little bit rested, but at what cost? I mean, this is not something that you want to ever hope for in a game or see in a game, and this is one thing. Now the teammates are all going over to say their goodbyes. Looks like they're getting them up.
Yeah. They had a backboard out, and they slipped the backboard under him, and now his defensive teammates are all huddled around over there. We actually can't see what's going on because the ambulance is blocking our view, but we certainly hope the best. We were told by one of the coaches that it was Caden Rowan wearing number 31. We're at 8:55 to go until halftime. It's 13-7. And we are waiting for Caden to be loaded into the Frontier ambulance and then taken away. It took the ambulance quite some time to
at least 10 minutes
find out how to get into the football stadium, and I think that's probably going to be something they're going to talk about with the ambulance service and the high school, is to let them know where the entry points are so they don't drive. They drove around the field couple of times here trying to find a way in, and of course the way in is way on the east side.
Yes,
over off Tiger Drive.
Yeah, because you can't drive where it says Bill Bush Stadium. You can't get through that gate, and then all the rest of it is just fenced off, but there's only one opening big enough for an ambulance to fit through, and you're right, it's over here to our right. I think the least we can do is give the people some scores from around Fremont County.
That, yeah.
So I think I said earlier the Bobcats from Thermopolis got their very first win of the season, 28 to 24. And then right now we actually have a lead in Rollins. Riverton is up thanks to a touchdown pass from DeVries to Braden Vincent. Like I said earlier, and if you read the paper, the only team for that Riverton beat last year was Rollins. So there's a lot of bad blood in that game because Rollins did not want to be the only team that Riverton beat last year. So they're at Rollins, and currently Riverton is up 7-0. And the Fremont County Game of the Week, being called right now by Cody Beers, might be one of the best games of the season. The defending 9-man state champs, Shoshone, taking on Rocky Mountain up in Shoshone, so it's a home game for the Wranglers. Shoshone is up 7-0, and like I said, that might be one of the best games. That's currently number 3 versus number 5 in their 9-man conference there. So that's a great game. We surely don't want anyone to tune away from this game, but if you have the time that we've had, you could easily go and listen to a few plays from either right now. And
Coach John Scott just walked all the way across the field and met with Coach let's see, what's his name, Coach Rob Hammond, and then said a few words to the Buffalo players, and then has walked back, and he's now addressing his defensive team. They're back at the 38-yard line. 8:55 remaining in the second period until halftime. It's homecoming, so we'll have some extra things going on at halftime. But we wish the best for our young player who's down. His team has been over and talked to him. His family is out on the field with him, and the Lander Valley High School athletic trainers. The athletic director is out there, and now the emergency medical technicians and paramedics from Frontier Ambulance are there. But an unfortunate thing, and you want to prevent injuries at all costs, and that's why the high schools go through such rigorous training, Sean.
Yes, and the helmets are all top-notch. They do everything they can with their uniforms to make sure that they are the most protective and the best at preventing injuries like this. But in a game of football, a game as violent as football, just things happen. And he made a pretty solid tackle. I think the quarterback just moved an inch left or an inch right, and it just happened to collide with his head. Because other than that, it was a solid tackle. It is just
okay. They've got him up on the gurney now, and they've lifted the gurney. And again, the defensive players from Lander are coming over there to wish their teammate the best, as he's going to be taken to Sage West Lander Hospital. And there's a big round of applause now coming out of the Lander stands.
And Buffalo.
And the Buffalo stands as well. There's quite a few folks from Buffalo that have made the trek over here to Lander. They're in the visitor side on the west side of the stadium. And the young man is being loaded into the ambulance here momentarily, and we'll be able to get back to football again. It was 1st and 10 at the 15. The loss was all the way back to about the 18-yard line on the sack. And we'll see. The officials have to figure all this stuff out as well, Sean.
Yes, definitely. They have to get back into it as well. And looks like they're closing up the ambulance. We'll be getting back to football here, and hopefully he gets to a hospital and everything checks out all right. I've had a few concussions in my day. I was in karate. I wasn't in football, and I had a few concussions in my day that left me feeling a little numb in my feet. Nothing of this magnitude by any means, but I know how scary it can be. And we have the ambulance closed up here.
Yeah, the Lander Valley High School band, they're dressed in their best uniforms, and they're playing a little song right now as we get ready to get this ambulance off the field and get the game going. And we certainly hope that we can get some kind of an update by the end of the game on the condition. And we believe it's Caden Rowan. That's what one of the assistant Mike Reagan.
I've been looking for Caden's number on the sideline ever since, and it's not there. So I would imagine it is him, yes.
Okay, well, we have family members getting into the ambulance now. They'll go with him up to the Sage West Hospital in Lander. And, of course, once they get him in the ambulance, there are a lot of things they do. They take blood pressures and they start IVs, and they don't move the ambulance until all of that stuff has been done. And as a matter of fact, there's no driver behind the wheel right now for the ambulance, so they're in the back busy working on the athlete. We did mention that it was a 1st and 10 play, and the Lander defense rushed, and the quarterback was 16, Eli Patterson, and he got sacked, and the player was injured on the sack. Cyril Stauffenberg, the athletic director for Lander, is over there asking the ambulance people to move off the field and get going to the hospital, I think.
I'm sure he's just making sure everything's good to go.
Yeah.
And while we wait for this, I'll give you a little update. We do have 2 updates on those scores I just told you when it was 7-0. Right now it is 7-6. Shoshone is leading with 5:49 left to go in the first. I don't know if Rocky Mountain attempted a 2 and missed, or blocked field goal like we had here earlier, but it is 7-6, and it is the same score in Rollins, except Rollins did try to go for 2 and they missed it. So it's 7-6 Riverton, and the second quarter just began over there.
And the officials are now opening the door to the ambulance to check on the progress there. This is you put the watch on this, and it's been
about 45 minutes.
45 minutes now that we've had a delay.
The sun was still up when we.
Yeah, it was.
When he went down.
Yeah. And, of course, we started early here at 6 o'clock, so Buffalo would not get home as late. But
how far of a way of a drive is it? I'm from Kansas, so I don't know exactly how far of a drive
you have to cross the Powder River Pass, and you go over Powder River Pass. It's just south of Sheridan, so it's about 3.5-hour drive from here on US 16.
They're going to be getting home late no matter what, but man, that is.
Okay, the driver is now in the ambulance, and I think we're going to have some motion here, and we'll get back to football. The ambulance is now moving, and big applause from the crowd. Standing ovation here by this huge crowd at Lander Valley High School. Biggest one they've had here in a number of years. I think it was even larger than the one we had for Riverton a couple of years ago. So, well, we wish this young man well, and we are back to action. So it is 2nd down and 11 yards. They marked his forward progress. There's a pass into the end zone, caught and dropped.
And that's exactly what I was expecting from a team that's had 45 minutes to game plan for this 2nd down play. They went immediately to the end zone, which is exactly what anybody in their right mind would do with a tired defense or an off their mentality defense right now.
So it is going to be 2nd down, or 3rd down. 3rd down and 10.
12.
12. Actually, it looks more like 11 over there.
It looks like 11 from here, but they have 12 up on the scoreboard.
I'd believe my eyes here first, yeah. Okay, Patterson is into the huddle. We have whistles, and we had motion. And it's going to be a false start against – no, they're calling it offside against Lander. So that's going to move the ball down to the 11-yard line on the penalty. And that's another break for the Bison. And, you know, Sean, in the beginning of the game, all the penalties were against Buffalo. And here since that time, and they've all been against Lander. So
it's definitely been a flip of the coin there. The first quarter, like you said, I think they had 45 yards of penalties almost. And now the second quarter, Lander's getting all the calls. It's not what you like.
3rd and 7. Receivers split out on each end. One man in the backfield. There's the handoff, a fake, and it's rolling to his right side. Patterson is caught and dropped for just a yard gain. They've got him down at the 11-yard line. So, well, actually, if it's at the 11, it'll be no gain.
He had a good barrel roll getting out of there, and he could have turned on the Jets a little bit earlier, and he might have gotten around the defense, but Lander was not fooled.
We're going to have a field goal attempt here, as coming on to the field is Xander Hewitt. And Xander Hewitt is 2 for 4 in the season so far this game. He's going to be kicking from the 16-yard line. It'll be a 26-yard field goal attempt. And there's the snap of the kick, and it is good.
Kick is good.
So a 26-yard field goal by Buffalo, and they now take a 16-7 lead on that 26-yard field goal by Hewitt.
And he had a lot of time. I mean, it almost looked like the special teams for Lander there didn't even get a good jump start. They had a few extra seconds there than normal.
So it is now a 9-point lead by the Buffalo Bison. And, of course, Lander last week, they were down at halftime by 14 and came back and won the game against the Evanston Red Devils. So we're down to 7:58 to go now, and the Bison are out to kick the ball off, and Hewlett and
oh, look at that. Lander volleyball beat Pinedale.
And we ought to check the state swimming to see how the Lander Valley girls are doing.
I can get that checked out.
At the state swim meet. Lander, of course, has great swimming heritage. So we have Gabe Harris is all the way back at the 4-yard line, and Hewitt is about to kick off from the 40-yard line as we're ready to go and play football again after that terrible injury. So here we go. There's the kick. It's kind of a line drive. It bounces, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Very close.
It went out of bounds at the 2-yard line. And so the Tigers will get the benefit of a little bit better field possession here instead of the 20. That thing hit about the 20-yard line and just kept rolling.
Kept going, yeah. And that was good patience by the special teams of Lander just to let it roll out. There was definitely a lot of time for the Buffalo team to get down and try and field it.
And Lander now gets the ball at their own 35-yard line. Football smack dab in the middle of the field, and let's see what the layoff has done to the Tiger offense. We've got Beaver out wide to one side, Stevenson out wide to the other. Pro look in the backfield. Man in motion is Harris, and the ball goes to Matisse Weaver, first down.
He trucked him.
Big
My goodness.
Run by Matisse Weaver, and he is slow getting up, Sean.
I would be too. He trucked him like he was running into a whole car there. It was difficult for him to even get over that man, let alone he just got straight through him. And he's talking to his coach. A little slow here. Coach is saying put your hands above your head. That's an old coaching trick to see if you can hear and see straight.
Okay, he comes off to the sideline. 11-yard gain on the first down by Matisse Weaver, and that was a nice run off left tackle. And clock moving now, 7.5 minutes to go. 16-7 Buffalo on our WyoToday scoreboard. Okay, Harris and Pasquinelli. Pasquinelli gets the call. He's got a little bit of room. He gets about 5 yards, maybe 4 or 5 across midfield, and he's going to go into Buffalo territory. We're going to say that he's right on the 50-yard line, so that is a 4-yard gain by Pasquinelli. He now has 5 carries for 59 yards in the game, Sean. He's done a good job.
He's having a lot. I just checked. They haven't updated any of the swimming stats just yet. Hopefully here shortly we will get some, though.
All right, play action, and Stauffenberg keeps it, and he's run out of bounds in front of the Lander bench. He scoots across the table, slides onto the track, and he's out of bounds, and they're going to give him to the 48. So he's going to get 2 yards on the play.
He might have been gifted an extra yard there. I didn't see him outstretch the arm or anything, but still, 3rd and 5, that's not a bad spot to be in right now, right after that big wait.
Hash mark on the near side of the field. Clock is stopped at 6:44. And now we have someone jumping. And do we have an offside or do we have what? They're pointing at Beaver. So I'm not sure what the call is going to be.
We will see here.
Well, here comes Stauffenberg to the sideline to Coach John Scott. And the official, maybe it's an equipment thing, huh?
I don't know. The time is, everything's good over there on the clock. 6:44 left to go in the second. Was that a...
Okay, they're huddling up again, and the quarterback, Stauffenberg, is meeting with his backup quarterback, and that is Bodie Moffitt. So
a strange series of events. Maybe they were just trying to get a little bit more time for Matisse because he's coming in again. I'm sure they were just checking out Matisse on the sideline.
Yeah, and I don't see anything happening with Stauffenberg on the sideline unless he has malfunction on with equipment on his helmet. Well, let's see. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Hash mark near side.
Moffitt's under center.
Yeah, Moffitt goes under center, and now we have what? A delay of game.
not surprising with how much time has been had.
It's a comedy out here, and it was a right call. It was a delay of
for
game.
Sure.
And the ball goes back across the 50-yard line now to the 46 of goes back to the 46 of Lander. So it's 3rd and 10.
And
Big
they're just
play.
back where they started, and Bodie Moffitt's still in.
Yep.
And Brennan is still on the sideline. He doesn't look hurt. Remember, he was limping a little earlier, but that was an hour and a half ago.
Right. Moffitt under center, full house look in the backfield. There's Pasquinelli, tries to make the corner. He gets a couple of yards, and he's pushed back. It's going to be 4th down for Lander, only a couple of yards on that play.
And so now Stauffenberg's coming in for the 4th down
punter.
play. I know he's the punter, but even then, I'm just saying in general, he's able to come out and punt, but didn't want to come out and play on the 3rd and 5, let alone the 3rd and 10. I just wonder what is going through the mind right now of both Stauffenberg and Coach.
Well,
John
it was
Scott.
the official that started this.
Yeah.
The official blew the play dead and pointed over to the sideline, and then Stauffenberg came out. Now we have a timeout. Apparently we have a timeout on the field, but the players are rushing. I don't know what's going on out there. The officials
Even the coach doesn't. He's just standing there with his arms out.
The officials have not been very good, and they're from the Southwest Officials Association in Evanston. They haven't been very good at telling us what's going on.
Communication, yeah, that's definitely not their biggest strong suit today.
Colin Gossard is deep back for the Bison. He's back around the 10-yard line. Stauffenberg will punt. High punt. This one is going to be caught at the 5-yard line. Missed tackle up to the 10, up to the 15, and out of bounds at about the 16, 17-yard line. Lander had no one back.
You could argue that the missed tackle was a block in the back, which might be what that flag is. But you could argue it wasn't either because he was coming at him from the side. Very hard to determine if that was a block in the back or not.
Well, we do have official discussing it. The flag came late. And we have Moffitt motioning that it's a personal foul. Or maybe he was motioning that he wanted to get some gloves. We're tied up 14-14 in Cowley with Shoshone and Rocky Mountain.
Oh, no, it's at Shoshone.
Oh, it's at Shoshone.
It is
I'm
at
sorry.
Shoshone, yeah.
Well, let's see what the officials are going to tell us, if anything.
We really have they just need one mic. They just need one microphone, and it doesn't really matter who has it. But right now, we've been having to play the guessing game as far as penalties go.
Well, the umpire is writing in his, or the referee is writing in his notebook.
Umpires and refs, they wear the same stuff.
They wear the white hat, I should call it. So they're going over to the Bison area.
Maybe it's a penalty on Lander, but I don't see, and
well,
they're moving
look
back.
Where,
yeah.
Buffalo was moving all the way back to the 10-yard line, their offensive team. So apparently it's against, well, let's wait till we get a call.
Yeah. And here we go.
And let's see if we get a call. There are 3 fouls on the play.
Oh, my goodness.
Personal foul, face mask against Buffalo. That penalty is declined. We have a personal foul against Buffalo that is accepted.
I wonder what that personal foul
I
was.
don't know. I could hear him talking from here, and then we have an unsportsmanlike conduct against Lander. So there are 3 fouls, 2 against Buffalo, 1 against Lander, and the one against Lander is
negated by one of the other ones.
Negated by one of the other ones. They're going to move the they're going to move the ball back to the 20. Well, put the ball down, guys.
Put the ball down, guys. And you know, we haven't lost a single bit of this crowd with the cold and with the time. I'm very excited to be in this Lander Tiger field right now.
They're moving it all the way back inside the 10-yard line.
It might have been the spot of the foul for the blocking in the back.
They're inside the 5.
No way.
They marked off the 1 penalty. Now they're marking off the 1 against Lander. So it's going to go out to the 19-yard line. So a 15-yarder both ways.
And the ref is trying to explain it to Lander's head coach, and it's just not. This isn't going well for the refs or the ambulances or anyone outside of the football teams today.
Okay, they're at the 19-yard line. Let's see what Patterson does. Now we have a stop on the play and a timeout called by Lander. So let's take a timeout. 6:09 to go in the first half. 16-7 Buffalo.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
6:09 to go in the first half after that nearly 45 to 50-minute delay for the injured player. And 16-7, Buffalo has the lead, and now they've got the football. And it's first down, 10 yards to go. They're at the 19-yard line of their own territory. Twin receivers off to the right side, single receiver. Now
play.
A man in motion, and they give it to the quarterback. He keeps it. He's smothered at the line of scrimmage. Boy, that play didn't work at all, Sean.
No, and that's the exact play that it looked like they were going to run right before the timeout. So I wonder if maybe the defense saw something in that play and they wanted to capitalize on it. That would have been a great time for Buffalo to change up the play, but they thought it would work. It got them negative yardage, or I guess no gain.
No gain on the play. That's the 6th carry by Patterson. 21 yards he has. Okay, now man in the slot on the left side. Wide receivers out. Handoff goes straight up the middle, and a shoestring tackle brings down the runner, Dawson Palzer. And he came a shoestring away from breaking that one.
He did, yeah. And don't think he actually got the first down either.
No, he didn't. The football is marked down at the
They got 1 yard
18,
to go, yeah.
18-yard line.
It looked close to the first down, let alone close to breaking out like that.
Yeah, so Palzer gets 9 yards. He has 43 yards on 5 carries. Same formation. The quarterback, Patterson's going to keep it. He gets caught behind the line, and he falls forward for the first down.
Boy, what a stiff arm by the quarterback.
Boy, that
Patterson.
was a great stiff arm by Patterson. It made all the difference. He got a first down out of it. And they're going to mark him down at the where are they at? It's at the 32-yard line.
And
so that was a nice play, nice gain.
That stiff arm went from a negative yardage, to about a 4-yard gain. So strong quarterback. He's already shown that today.
Okay, there's the handoff. Goes to the second man through Palzer. Palzer across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Let's see where they're going to mark it. Coming up on the bottom of the stack for the Lander Tigers, I think that's Calabreras. Yeah, it is. Ziam Calabreras.
And they're going to keep attacking the middle of this Lander defense because that might be the weakest part of this entire team, both offense and defense. And it's nothing against the boys in the middle. They're just not getting the amount of pressure or their leverage underneath the offensive line.
Back to pass. There's the pass out into the flat. It's caught. We have a first down, yardage all the way to the 45-yard line. And the player who caught that pass was Bell. That's the first time he's touched the ball today,
Yeah, and he's a big boy. I thought that for sure he would have been a more integral part of this offense. But all you need is one catch, and now your quarterback knows you're there. So look for him again.
Yeah, he's at the 44-yard line. That was a 7-yard gain by Bell. 1st and 10. There's the handoff. Goes on the near side to Palzer. He's wrapped up right away. Falls forward for a couple of yards. Pasquinelli in on the tackle. Also in there for the Lander Tigers is Rope Glick, number 52. So it's a gain on the play to the 47-yard line. It'll be 3 yards on the play by Palzer. 3 yards. He has 51 yards now. Patterson. Quarterback, keepers right up the middle. A lot of yardage across the Lander 50 into the 40, down to the 37-yard line. Big gainer, and they went right up the middle.
And number 3, that's Matisse down there holding his ankle.
Weaver.
Oh, he is not feeling. He's not even able to get up. We got more injuries.
That could be a cramp.
Team. It looks like he's holding his shin.
So it'd be down to the 37-yard line on the play. So that is 13 plus 3, 16-yard rush that time by Patterson.
And he's walking it off to the sideline, so they're going to get right back into the play here.
16-yard gain, 37 yards now, and Matisse comes out. He might have had a little cramp there, or maybe a stinger on his shin. Okay, first down. 10 yards to go. They're at the Lander 37-yard line. Patterson.
Lander desperately needs a stop right now.
Patterson in the gun. Here's the a double handoff. Goes on the far side. Oh, what an interesting play that is. Blake Bell's got it. Bell's going to go all the way. Touchdown.
Wow, yeah, that was some trickery right there. It got me, the camera guy.
Double handoff.
Yeah, it got me, the camera guy, and it got the whole defensive side of the Lander Tigers line to just shift to the left. There was absolutely nobody waiting for Blake Bell other than the secondary, and they couldn't catch him. And
yeah, Bell gets out there. That was a big drive, a 37-yard rush from scrimmage. Now here comes the PAT attempt, and that's going to be Hewlett. Xander Hewitt. 2:39 to go, 22-7 now. Buffalo, there's the snap. It's not great, but the kick is no good.
Oh, wow.
Way off to the right. So that keeps the score 22-7. And we'll be back.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Frazier, Dr. Hinkle, Dr. Ballard, and Dr. Davis offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
From one corner of the state to the other, Over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Okay, kicking it off for Buffalo, Xander Hewitt, and it looks like Buffalo is benefiting greatly from that injury timeout, about 45 minutes. Here's his kick. It's a line drive. It bounces and goes out of bounds. Lander will have it at the 35.
Is that the third kickoff to go out of bounds for him?
Yeah, that's amazing.
That might be the best luck for Lander so far, other than all those penalties in the first quarter against Buffalo.
Right, exactly. Coming up, we'll have the Central Wyoming College halftime show for you, so stay tuned for that here on KFCW and the WyoToday YouTube. Tigers come out, and we have Brennan Stauffenberg is back out for Lander Valley.
Interested to see what happened there and why they put in a second-string quarterback with 3rd and 10.
Twin receivers on each side. Back to pass. Stauffenberg pass downfield is caught by Matisse Weaver. He's got a first down across the 45 to about the 48-yard line.
You think Matisse Weaver feels a little better?
I think so.
He caught that in stride. That was a perfectly placed ball by Brennan, and there was nowhere that the defender could have been to make it any better for themselves.
A big 13-yard gainer. And Weaver now has 48 yards in pass receiving. Here's the handoff. Pasquinelli has it straight ahead, and he dives forward to about the 46-yard line.
Kept his legs going. He hit a wall right away, but he just kept going, and they're going into the hurry-up offense before the 2-minute break.
Yeah, they are. The ball's now down at the 46-yard line, so that is 2 and 4. That's a 6-yard gain by Pasquinelli. Second down now, 2 yards to go. Clock moving under 2 minutes. Buffalo 22, Lander 7. Back in the gun. Stauffenberg out of the pocket. Throws downfield. Caught downfield. And it's Matisse Weaver. First down at the 20-yard line.
He was wide open. I mean, there was no one within 5 yards of him. And good vision by Brennan there. He had a wide receiver in the end zone even more open, but I don't know if he was going to test his arm right there and when he knew that Matisse had it that open.
26-yard gain for the Lander Tigers. Minute and a half to go here. Tigers knocking on the door at the 20-yard line. There's the handoff on the near side to Gabe Harris. Harris down near the 11-yard line. Nice gain on that one. That was just kind of like a little bubble screen.
Yeah, and the bubble screen worked for a couple yards. That was the same play that they tried to call a little earlier in the game, and it got gobbled up right away. That's when Brendan Stauffenberg got sacked. So good to see that play work, see him go back to it.
Yeah, they're down at the 10. 8-yard gain on the play to Harris.
And we got Laundry on the field.
Uh-oh. Let's see what this is going to be. Is Lander hustling too much? Yeah, false start. False start on the Tigers, and that is their third penalty here of the it's the fourth penalty of the second quarter. So it'll be second down now. Let's move this over here. Instead of the 12, it's at the 17.
And, you know, that doesn't fully negate that bubble screen, but it does take, add 5 yards there. It's 2nd and 7 now rather than 2nd and 2. You're just giving yourself more work.
Yeah. Twin receivers out.
You got 3 on the right there. This is an interesting play call.
Here's Stauffenberg in the middle, wide open and missed him. It was too high to Matisse Weaver. He had broken containment there and was wide open in the end zone, but the pass, Sean, was too high.
Yeah, he led him just a little bit too much, and that's a lot of strength on Brennan's throws there. And you see it with almost every throw. He's got some power in that arm. He just a little bit too much mustard on that one.
3rd and 7, 27 seconds to go here until halftime. Lander trails 22-7. They would love to get a score here, get some momentum going into the second half.
They would love to get a score, but also just get the first down right now should be your first goal.
Yeah. You don't have to go to the end zone.
You're 7 yards away.
3rd and 7. Stauffenberg throws in the end zone. Oh, he way overthrew him again.
That was almost a similar play call, just overleading it. And let's see if they go for the kicking team, and I think they will.
Yeah, I think Matisse Weaver will try a field goal here to cut the margin down to 12.
It's still a strange margin to come back from.
Yeah, so we have Weaver to attempt a field goal, and Stauffenberg is going to put the well, wait a minute. What do we have here? We have a timeout, Lander, as Weaver is down on the field to do a little stretching. Okay, we'll be back with the Lander field goal after this.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Wind River Family and Community Healthcare has clinics located in Arapahoe, Ethity, and Riverton. We provide family medical services along with dental, optometry, behavioral health, physical and occupational therapy, and more. Our in-house lab and pharmacy at all locations make for a one-stop primary healthcare center for your healthcare needs. Wind River Family and Community Healthcare is striving for a stronger, healthier community because Wind River cares. More information can be found at windrivercares.com.
Matisse Weaver to attempt a 35-yard field goal. Football is now at the 25-yard line. Hash mark on the near side. There's the kick. It's way off to the right. Not good. Boy, he just kicked that straight, and it went straight to the left side. That was not a good kick by Matisse.
Earlier in the game, we might have been able to blame it on the wind, but right now the flags aren't moving at all. There's no wind whatsoever here. So
that ends with a missed field goal attempt, and we have 19 seconds left, and Bison of Buffalo have time to do something else here.
They have 19 seconds, but they also have 3 timeouts. So this could be very dangerous. If I were Lander, I would definitely drop at least one person back in coverage. They've already gotten beat just a little bit so far. It's just been Patterson's arm either underthrowing or overthrowing, getting it not in their way.
Okay, here's the handoff. Goes to a new player we haven't called yet before. That was, actually, Will Hammond. Yeah, he hasn't carried the ball very much at all. He's their leading rusher. That's only his 4th carry.
And I think they just want to go into halftime.
Yeah, I think so too. 3 yards on that one. He has 49, and that's the end of the first half. And at halftime, it's Lander 7 and Buffalo 22. And we'll be back with some halftime stats and some other conversation right after we listen to this.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
South, down the road in a Crow Cadillac, coupe wheel.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine and Adina Vasco and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
WyoGlass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. WyoGlass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. WyoGlass is Lander.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Bell and Gage Ghost.
Gage Ghost.
Okay.
I know him.
Are we back?
We are back.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
Well, we're looking at the homecoming king and queen down there for the Lander Valley High School's homecoming, and that's pretty cool. So
Gage Ghost definitely deserves it for all the stuff he does on the track field.
Yeah, exactly. So, and he was what, the freshman attendant, senior attendant? I wasn't paying attention there. I was doing the stats. So right now, it is our halftime show brought to you by Central Wyoming College. For information on their wide range of courses and programs, including their 4-year bachelor's degree programs, visit cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College, make your way out here. Thanks, CWC, for a sponsorship of the halftime. We've got the Lander Valley dance team out there doing a routine at the 50-yard line, and we're going to watch them for just a little bit. But, Sean, this game was really tight until we had that injury. And then after the injury and the 45-minute delay, and, of course, it was really aided by those 3 fumbles by Lander.
Oh, for sure.
Buffalo took advantage of the turnovers, and they have the lead here at halftime, 22-7.
Yes, and those 3 fumbles, you could play what if with those all day long. If they didn't get off to that start, what could they have done with those drives? Or if they didn't fumble, what would their mentality be like whenever they were playing run games? Either way, it's not necessarily all the fumbles. That's not the only problem. But it definitely is an aspect of this game that I'm sure they will talk about all week.
Lander trailed by 14 last week against Evanston at halftime and came back and won the game. They trailed by 15 here tonight against Buffalo. So we'll see what kind of adjustment the Tigers have made during halftime.
Yeah, and I mean, if you know Coach Scott better than almost anyone, he's a very intense human being. So I would not want to be in that locker room right now, but it will most likely be a nice wake-up call for this team that, you're right, they were off to a pretty good start. The fumbles didn't help, and then all of a sudden, you get an injury to one of your key players on defense, and next thing you know, you're down 15 points. So it might be the wake-up call they need, what they're getting right now in the halftime.
Well, against the Evanston game, that was kind of a similar thing. Evanston controlled the first half. They ran at will against the Tigers. And, of course, Buffalo has had the benefit of a very short field in this contest. And they've had one really long play in the contest, and that was a 22-yard scamper by Paulser. And that ended up being a touchdown for the Bison. The longest scamper by Lander so far has been 39 yards by Jack Pasquinelli. He had a good time, but he hasn't had enough of those opportunities to get Lander back in the game at this point.
Yeah, and they could use a lot more big runs, but right now they just want to get back on track in their running game. Period. They want to get more than just 1 or 2 yards. They need a lot of help from their offensive line if they want to do that, though.
Well, here's the Lander Valley High School marching band. They're coming out in their resplendent Kelly green uniforms with a black sash and black pants. They have green and white headgear. So they are out. They've got a twirling team as well. Yeah. And we're going to have the halftime show here. The the band director, is up now. I think they call them the drum major, don't they, Sean?
I think they do too.
Drum major.
And my high school was so big. We had a band that was like 3 times the size of this, but it was like band 1, band 2, and band 3. It was.
Yeah, they're getting ready. I think they're practicing their routine for. There's Fabian Libera. Fabian, how are you doing, partner? Hey, congratulations on the 131 dirt race or something.
Oh, yeah, congrats. I think I heard about
that. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, you know Sean O'Brate? Yeah, there we go. Okay, used to work with Fabian for a while, and nice to see him here in the bleachers supporting the Lander Tigers. So we've got the
Pink
Lander
Panther. It's the Pink Panther beat. That's what it is. I was trying to. It's on the tip of my tongue here.
Well, of course, you are the music and the film reviewer for the Lander Journal and Wind River News and Riverton Ranger.
Yes, and I've always been a fan of Pink Panther. I actually have a big Pink Panther tattoo on my back because that was my grandma and I's favorite movies and shows to watch. I was more of a fan of the cartoons, obviously, as a child.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know a Pink Panther beat when I hear one, and they're doing a good job out here.
Well, let's take a look right now on our Central Wyoming College halftime show about the statistics in the first half. And, they are very, very similar here. The Lander Valley Tigers have had 92 yards rushing, 87 yards passing, 179 yards total. The Buffalo Bison, 144 yards rushing, 25 yards passing, 169 yards rushing. So Lander actually has better offense than Buffalo does at halftime here today. And, of course, Buffalo is known for their rushing. And their leading rusher, Hammond, only has 49 yards here at halftime.
Wow.
Patterson has 37, Palzer 51, and Bell has 7. Patterson's completed 2 passes for 25 yards. For the Lander Tigers, Jack Pasquinelli has 7 carries, 67 yards. Brendan Stauffenberg, 3 carries for 9 yards. Gabe Harris has 3 carries for only 2 yards. That's very uncharacteristic.
That's very strange.
For Gabe Harris. And Matisse Weaver has 2 carries for 14 yards. Stauffenberg has aired it out 9 times. He's completed 6 passes for 87 yards. His main target has been Matisse Weaver, who has 4 catches for 74 yards. Pasquinelli has 1 catch for 16. Harris has 1 catch for 8 yards. And then Harris has a 27-yard kickoff return, and that was on the first play of the game. Well, the Tiger band is out there now, and they're doing their maneuvers. Those are smart-looking uniforms, aren't they?
Those are crisp. I like those very much.
Yeah.
And to get back to your stats, you mentioned how close they are in numbers. Lander has 169. No, Buffalo has 169 yards, and Lander actually has more. They have 179 yards. The biggest difference is Lander is not capitalizing on the opportunities that they're getting. If they're not fumbling the ball, they're turning it over on downs or they're missing field goals. So it's not necessarily what the score represents because it has been a much closer game than it looks.
Here's where Buffalo has started from in their first half drives. They started at the Lander 31, the Lander 20, the Lander 30, the Lander 39, and finally they got pushed all the way back to their own 37-yard line, and then they started at the Lander at their own 19-yard and made it all the way down to the 37. Lander, on the other hand, started at their own 20, their own 37, their own 20, their own 42, their own 20, their own 35, and their own 35, and they just haven't been able to move the ball like Buffalo.
No, and if they had the same starting field positions as Buffalo, maybe we're talking about a different game or at least a closer score, but those fumbles are killing them. They're giving Buffalo only 30, maybe 40 yards tops to get into the end zone, which this team can do if you give them an alleyway, which they've given them plenty through the middle. And if it's not the quarterback taking a sneak up the middle, it's one of their running backs finding an open hole. It's very difficult if you're a Lander Tiger fan to see the great field positioning for Buffalo when you're getting pretty much nothing.
And we're having an extra long halftime here today because it is homecoming for the Lander Valley High School. And right now the Tiger Marching Band is out there, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more of the Central Wyoming College halftime show right after this.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WyoToday app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WyoToday app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit WyoToday.com to download the WyoToday app now. Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
There are two ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Well, another of the homecoming traditions, Sean, that we just witnessed, the Lander Valley High School boys swimming team, who have won, I forget now, what is it, 27?
26 or 27.
26 or 27 state championships in a row. They put on their trunks and run across the front of the grandstand every year at homecoming, and
you can
they
see some of them
just
here on
did
camera.
that. Yeah, there they go. There they are. There you can see some of them right there. That's a nice big green and white hat there. But that was another tradition.
They're very cold right now.
Yeah, they are very, very cold. Hey, Coach, any word on our injured player? No. Okay.
Our prayers are with him.
Yeah, our prayers are with. That was Mike Reagan. We were just asking if he had any information on the injured player, and he said they do not.
I'm sure he's just now getting tested out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just tried to get in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Third quarter is a minute and a half away here.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to lock out the coaches from their own spots here.
They got him. They got him unlocked.
And you could tell people are a little bit ill-prepared, like me, for the cold game at the end of this Lander Tiger versus Buffalo game. I was not expecting it to turn this chilly this fast.
And it has. When this is just like the desert, Sean. In the desert you have these really warm temperatures, and as soon as the sun goes down, the temperature goes down too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're looking directly west here in Lander, and look at all those homes on the hill here to the west of us. You can see all those lights out there. A lot of folks living on the hills west of Lander.
It's a really pretty place to live. If I can ever afford it out here, I'm definitely going to try and find a place for my wife and I and our future children here.
That wraps up our halftime show, brought to you by Central Wyoming College. Thanks, CWC. For information on their wide range of courses and programs, including their 4-year bachelor degree programs, visit cwc.edu. CWC, make your way out here.
And that is a great segue into telling people that there is a lot of CWC action this weekend. As your sports writer for the Ranger and Lander Journal, I'm inclined to tell you that the rodeo started today. It's going to be going all weekend. I believe it's all day tomorrow, and then I think it ends at 2 on Sunday. I might get my facts wrong, but it definitely is all day tomorrow and most of Sunday. And the volleyball team played tonight. I'm hoping to get some stats and info from Coach Gallard here shortly, but they also play tomorrow at 2. So if you're in Riverton and you like good volleyball, that's the 11th ranked team in the nation, folks. That is one of the best volleyball teams you're going to see out here in Wyoming ever, pretty much. So you can go check them out tomorrow at 2 as they take on Eastern Wyoming.
Yeah, they finished 9th in the nation last year.
Very, very good team.
Very, very good
They brought back a lot of return players, too.
Matisse Weaver is set to kick off for the Lander Tigers, and he's got White the leg, and, he booms it again. Too bad they don't count that as a field goal. Well, it wouldn't have made it anyway. It didn't go between the crossbar, but it went all the way back. So the Buffalo Bison will now take over at their own 20-yard line, leading 22-7 here at halftime.
And Ernie, you know this team, I don't want to say better than me, but you've called all the games. I've been in Riverton. What does this defense do right now to try and get back into this game?
Last week against Evanston, they came out with a vengeance, and they didn't allow Evanston to move the ball at all. Let's see if that happens here. Here's a pass and a handoff to Hammond, and he gets a little bit of yardage, maybe 3 yards on that sweep on the outside. Lander had it pretty well contained. They're going to give him a gain of 4 yards on the play for Hammond.
And we got some fans getting everyone up in the stands right now, telling them to get up. And you need to get loud in moments like this. Take it from me. You need to get as loud as you possibly can if you're down by 15.
Absolutely, and the crowd is with it here, as you might be able to hear in the background. There's the Patterson, gives it off in the middle. Not that much yardage to go, maybe across the 25-yard line. And Hammond again carrying it. You know, we only saw him carry very early in the game, and now he's gotten the first 2 carries of the second half.
Yeah, they're obviously going to try and go tempo here. They're going to try and get that running game started. They want to run the clock down as much as possible, and they know that Lander made a comeback last week. They don't want to be 2 weeks in a row. They don't want to be the butt end of the joke, so they're going to make sure that they run as much clock off as they can.
3rd and 4. Patterson is in the gun. Here's the handoff fake. Patterson keeps it. Oh, he broke 1 tackle. He's got the first down and more, about 4 yards past the marker, the yard to gain. Nice carry by Patterson.
And Patterson's showing, I mean, he looks like a man among boys out there. He's the tallest player. He's gotten through more tackles. And you could say that Lander's missing these tackles or they're not wrapping up. Patterson's just a beast with the ball, and he is not taking anything less than 2 or 3 yards every time he decides to run the ball.
Well, that's his 9th carry for 43 yards. Single receivers wide on each side. Man in the backfield, 1 man, and then the handoff goes to Hammond. Hammond got some running room, and he's finally pulled down by Matisse Weaver after he crosses the 35-yard line down to about the 36.
Yeah, Patterson's averaging almost 5 yards a carry. I mean, that's pretty hard to do at any level, and right now he's just making sure he sees that he's got great vision both as a passer and a runner. So Lander needs to focus in on that.
2nd down, 6 yards to go, 9:54 to go in the 3rd period. Buffalo 22, Lander 7. Here comes the play in from the Buffalo bench. We're under the lights here at Bill Bush Stadium. Same formation for the Bison. Patterson takes, there's the handoff to Hammond. He goes straight ahead, not much there. Good penetration. Underneath was Calabreras for the counties, for the Tigers. Gain of 1. Yeah. Just 1 on that play for Hammond. But he has 8 carries now, Sean, for 60 yards, so his yardage is starting to mount up.
Yes, it is.
3rd down, 4 yards to go. Crowd is making a lot of noise here. 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, 22-7. Patterson in the gun.
It's getting loud in here.
There's the handoff. Goes to Hammond. He's got some running room, and he's got the first down and more. He's at the 50, the 45, inside Lander territory before he's knocked out of bounds at the 43-yard line. And that was the Pasquinelli that knocked him out. Big gain on the play by Hammond. So it goes from the 37 down to the 42-yard line.
And right after I said it, I mean, Lander has had some tackling issues pretty much the entire game, but right there you could see it all on display. They missed 1, 2, 3 tackles before Hammond finally got to the sideline and they were able to push him out.
21-yard gain by the big boy from Buffalo. He comes in, let's see, what is his statistics there? I'm looking for him right now.
It's about to
he is a junior, 5'8", 177 pounds. All right, here we go. Handoff goes to the near side. He's got some running room. He's at the 30, 25, down to the 23-yard line, and we're talking about Blake Bell. Big gains here as the Bison are using the ends to their advantage.
They definitely are, and they have 2 of the biggest players on the field just continually running the ball. It's obviously gassing the Lander defense right now. There's not a whole lot they can do, especially when they get to the outside. They have the speed as well as the size.
22-yard gain on the play by Bell. First down and 10 now at the Lander 24. Patterson again in the gun. Handoff goes to Hammond. He cuts to the left side, stopped. Well, they read that one pretty well.
Yes, they did.
And Pasquinelli getting up off the bottom of the stack there, along with Calabreras. Also coming out of the tackle for the Lander was Wesley Downs. So there was basically a 1-yard gain by Hammond on the play.
After this second down play here, which the scoreboard says first, but after this second down play, I've got some score updates for you from Fremont County.
7:13 to go in the 3rd period, 22-7 Buffalo. There's Patterson. Patterson takes off running. A flag comes out. And we might have flags in the backfield. That usually indicates holding, but let's see. We're not going to call it before the officials do.
Well, while we wait, I'll let you know. So Shoshone is up 28-14 over Rocky Mountain at halftime, thanks to 3 second-quarter turnovers from Rocky Mountain, which is very similar to the game we had here.
It is holding against Buffalo, so that will push them back another 10 yards, so they'll go from the 24 to the 34.
Also, it is 14-6 in Rollins. Riverton is ahead thanks to 2 Braden Vincent touchdowns, one from a pass from DeVries and one was a rushing touchdown. So Riverton looks like they might be getting their first win. I don't want to jinx it for them, but this is the best halftime they've been looking at since they were tied 7-7 a couple weeks ago.
Okay, go Wolverines. Under center now. No, Patterson's in the gun. Handoff. It's a double handoff to Hammond, and he's caught. Well, the Tigers didn't fall for that this time. Last time they ran that play, they scored a touchdown.
Yes, that was a very interesting play. The development of that play is so strange. Everything could go wrong on that second or that first handoff, but they executed it perfectly both times. This time Lander was just in the backfield waiting for him.
31, so they only gained a total of 3 yards on that play.
And it's loud here again.
3rd down, 16 yards to go. 6 minutes to go, 3rd period of play. Crowd getting real loud now on this big 3rd down. This is the most engaged I've seen a Lander crowd in years. Here's the fake rollout. Patterson on the far side. He's caught it.
He's got him. Wow, what a sack.
Back at the 39-yard line, he did that, the roll out. It kind of faked everyone, and they didn't fake the Lander offense.
I believe that was Matisse Weaver that got him.
Yeah. So it's a big loss on the play, back to the 38-yard line. That'll be a loss of 7 yards on the play for Patterson.
And it looked bigger than that, and mentality-wise and momentum-wise, that was a huge play because now they have to punt.
And the crowd was really into it, too. That was great. Okay, here is the punter coming up, and that is Hewlett. High. Bounces at the 10. Takes a Buffalo bounce and is going to be down at the 1-yard line. Great punt. And it's down at the 1. So Lander's got 99 yards to work with, and let's see what they do with it, Sean.
Yeah, everything's open in your playbook now, but you want to get something going fast. 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. You have a whole nother quarter to play, so you know that you have some time, but 15 points doesn't come on one play, so you need to make sure you have the next play and the next play set up in case one of these goes wrong.
Okay, 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd period, 22-7. Lander at their own 1-yard line. Hash mark, far side of the field. They're in the north end zone. They're moving south, which is right to left.
We have a very excited fan or a parent up here getting everyone involved every 5 seconds.
Okay, here goes the Tigers back. There's a handoff straight up the middle. I don't know if they made it back to the line. Let's see. No, they officials.
Yeah.
Safety?
It's either a safety or a fumble recovery because they are celebrating.
Well, Buffalo, it's in the farthest part of the field, so apparently it's a fumble, a 4th fumble by the Lander Tigers, and it's at their own 1-yard line.
Well,
boy, this is not good news for Lander.
You want to talk about good field position. I don't think you could actually get any better than the 1-yard line of the opposing player.
So the Tigers fumble it away for the 4th time, and here comes Buffalo, 1st and goal from the 1. Patterson comes out. He's under center. Straight ahead. Fumble on the play.
No way.
It's still fumbling.
Oh, and he picked it up
Buffalo
and he got right
gets
in.
it and goes in for the touchdown. Well, following the play was Dawson Palzer, and the hit from Lander knocked the ball loose. Palzer recovered it and goes into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Boy, I tell you, when things not go right your way, you can really see it there.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really have anyone that was looking for the ball once it got out. I think the whole defensive line was legitimately looking for the running back in the end zone, and the ball was already on the ground. So they just need a little bit more vision there from defense.
Here's Hewlett for the extra point, and it is good. PAT is good. So with 4:49 to go in the third period of play, it's now 29 for Buffalo, 7 for Lander. Back after this.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Moreland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
There's the kick by Hewlett, comes down to Gabe Harris at the 11-yard line. Gabe goes to the left-hand side. He's got a little bit of a lane. He's across the 30, 35, up to about the 37-yard line. Nice return by Gabe Harris.
You could say that might be the Landers' best part of their game today so far has been special teams. But then again, we've just gotten so many looks of their kickoff return unit and not enough of their punt return unit. So
exactly, yeah.
Something they need to capitalize on like they just did. They got all the way up to the 38-yard.
A 27-yard return by Gabe Harris. Okay, Tigers have it 1st and 10 now, and they're at their own 43-yard line. Stauffenberg brings them out. There's the snap back, and it's a quarterback throw down court. And it's caught by Beaver. Beaver gets his first catch, 50-yard line, and it's a first down for the Tigers.
And that was great look by Brendan Stauffenberg. He looked like he was going to run the ball. He faked out the defensive players that were protecting on Beaver, and Beaver just stepped a couple feet back, and Brendan saw him wide open. Great play design there.
Yeah, it was wide open, too. Tigers first down, 10 yards to go at the 50-yard line. Clock is moving, 4:16 to go in the third period. Tigers trail 29-7. Stauffenberg back, rolls to his right-hand side. Looking downfield, he's got a man open. There's the pass, and it's underthrown.
He's been thrown on the run for most of this game, and he's been pretty accurate. It's just been the power. It's either just a little bit too much oomph on it, or like there, he was about 5 yards short, and he's lucky there wasn't a defensive player in the area.
Gabe Harris was the intended receiver. Stevenson was also back there, but he was another 10 yards downfield. Clock stops with 4:04 to go, third period. Tigers, if they want to get back into this game, Sean, they've got to do something right here.
They've got to do something. I mean, like I said, they have a whole nother quarter left, but you need to start working and chipping away at this lead now. You cannot punt it away. You cannot fumble the ball again, because you've seen what Buffalo does with the ball. They score most of the time.
There's the snap, back to the gun. Stauffenberg. Oh, there's wide open. Pasquinelli. Pasquinelli breaks one tackle, another one. He's got a first down to the 40-yard line, I think. Boy, that's going to be close, Sean.
That was a well-designed screen. Brendan Stauffenberg took 10 steps back, and if you're a defensive back and you see that, you automatically turn around, and at that point it's too late. Pasquinelli had the ball, and he was already past 2 or 3 defenders on the screen.
And it is enough for the first down. 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 40-yard line. Clock 3:43 and moving. Third period of play, 29-7. Stauffenberg back in the gun. One man in the backfield with him, one man in the slot. Back to pass, and they blow the play dead. And what happened here? We must have had a motion or something. I didn't see any motion, but that doesn't mean there wasn't one. What do we have here? Let's take a look and see what the official says. And we have a offside against Buffalo. So that'll give Lander 5 yards. Down to the 35-yard line on the penalty. Okay, first down, 5 yards to go. Coach John Scott giving some advice to his quarterback, Brennan Stauffenberg. Receivers out on each end. There's the snap. Stauffenberg rolls to his right, looks downfield, throws in the end zone, all alone. Touchdown, Tigers! Gabe Harris on the touchdown.
What happened?
What do we have here?
Oh, he dropped the ball.
Oh, he dropped the ball. Oh, I thought he had it.
I think everyone and their mom thought that he had it right there.
Oh, that's why he kind of bent over there in the end zone.
When you say wide open, I mean, he was led perfectly by Stauffenberg. The ball was, prime placement. That looked like a professional throw there.
That was a Josh Allen throw.
Oh, that was perfect. As a Chiefs fan, I wouldn't use that term. But
well, that's right. You come from Chiefs territory, don't
13
you?
seconds, y'all.
Okay, here we go. There's Stauffenberg on a keeper. He gets down to the 31-yard line before he's hauled down on third down. It'll be a fourth down play with 3 minutes to go here in the third period. So he's short of the first down by a yard. Goes down to the 31-yard line, gain of 4 on the play.
It's actually third down because remember the penalty. Penalty didn't count as a play. So
yeah, so it's third down.
Yeah.
3rd and 1. Stauffenberg got 4 yards on that carry.
Remind me next time we do a Lander game to bring a jacket.
Yes, okay. Well, it'll be next week in Riverton, so. All right. Full house look in the backfield. Handoff to Pasquinelli. I don't know if he made it or not. Very, very close. The Tiger players are saying yes, and we might have a measurement here. Oh, I don't know if he made it. No. Where they put the ball down, I don't think he made it, Sean.
Yeah, that doesn't look like the placement that the Lander Tigers. Oh, yeah, he's a yard short.
Yard short.
And someone's hurt again.
Yeah, we got another player down. I think that's a.
Is that 53?
Yeah, I think that's a bad placement of the ball. I thought he got a lot further down. I thought there was going to be a measurement on the play, but they've got him marked over a yard away from that first down. So Tigers are probably going to go for it here, wouldn't you say so?
I would say so, too. They're going to take care of their injured player. He's hitting the ground. Might be a good time to go to some ads and wait for the fourth down play.
Well, here he comes.
He's getting up.
Bunts us right up.
Ooh, who is
that?
He
might have had the
56.
The wind knocked out of him.
It definitely looks like he's clutching his chest.
So that's Jesse Dollard. He's one of the stalwarts in the front line for the Tigers.
And that is not good because their offensive line has been getting beat right up the middle for most of the game.
I think he got the wind knocked out of him.
I think so, too.
Okay, here we go. Fourth down, a yard to go for the Tigers.
And they're spreading the defense out. 3 wide receivers.
Stauffenberg rolls to his right side. Looks, cuts upfield, throws in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers!
27.
Matisse T. Weaver, I believe, right?
No, that was 27.
Oh, that was Gabe Harris then. Gabe Harris for the touchdown, but hold the phone.
Is there a flag on the play?
The fish, I don't see a flag.
They're acting like that doesn't count.
Yeah.
And boy, the Lander Tigers cannot catch a break today.
I do not see any long. Oh, there it is. It's at the 32-yard line. It's against
Buffalo. They're lining up for the field goal.
Yeah, or the point after.
Point after, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, so it's a 31-yard touchdown pass to Gabe Harris. And that is only his second reception of the night.
And wow, that was just somehow Buffalo's defense has given up 2 or 3 easy, wide open touchdown passes. That's the first one to really actually count, though.
Okay, it was a personal foul against the Buffalo Bison. And Matisse Weaver will now attempt, or are they going to go for 2?
That's Brennan in the.
They're going to go for 1. Okay, well, you never can tell.
You really can't. All the offense is playing special teams and defense. So,
a minute 55 to go here was a great 31-yard pass. Okay, here we go for the extra point, and now the officials are talking it over about something.
These officials are having themselves a day as well.
These are from the Southwest Officials Association in Evanston.
Now, we do have a referee shortage. I know that, but these guys are doing their job.
Okay, Matisse Weaver looking for the PAT.
Make it a 15-point game again.
There's the snap, the kick, it's up, it's high enough, it is good. And Lander is now 15 behind. It's 29-14, and Lander will be kicking off.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Back again after the Lander touchdown, and now that personal foul penalty is going to be assessed against Buffalo, and he might kick it out of the stadium.
Yeah, he doesn't need this. This isn't where I would have put the penalty.
This is where Matisse Weaver, he's going to be kicking from the 45-yard line of Buffalo.
Look for it out in the where they toss the discus throws during the track and field events.
So, minute 55 to go. It's 29-14, Buffalo. Lander could use a little bit of luck here. They've lost 4 fumbles in this game, 3 of which have led to scores. There's the kick, and it's a field goal.
That should be – I've always been under the impression that should be a point if you can do that. Granted, he had the extra yardage there, but especially in the NFL, if you can do that, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, they'll be at the 20-yard line now, 1st and 10 for Buffalo. And, now I can understand some fumbles because it's getting cold out there and your hands are cold. But, boy, earlier today it was beautiful weather.
I mean, that's the odd part. It was literally perfect weather for football, and now it's not, and you had all the fumbles earlier.
Patterson comes out in the gun. There's the handoff, goes on the near side to Pelzer, and he is knocked down after 5 yards.
Gain of 5 on the play.
And so that's a 5-yard gain by Pelzer to the 25-yard yard line.
I just want to give a huge shout out to my wife who heard me over the radio saying I was cold and brought me the fuzziest sweatshirt we have.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, she didn't bring you anything. She brought you a blanket if you want it.
Well, she did. She brought me a muffin earlier.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Thank you, Montana. All right, here we go. 2nd down, 5 yards to go. Patterson takes it on a run, and he breaks a tackle. Boy, the Tigers, if they hadn't gotten that shoestring, he would have been gone.
And that's the 2nd or 3rd time where they just have to grip at his feet and hope that he is weighted down long enough for another Tiger to come up and help. He has so much strength above his waist, and he just keeps running. It's so hard to get him down.
7-yard gain, and it goes to the, where are we at here, Sean? The 32-yard line.
Yeah.
Okay, back in the gun again. Patterson, he's a real tall guy. Here's the handoff, the double handoff. They get it caught that time. Down.
He fumbled it.
And away. Big loss. Big loss on the play. And we have another player down for the Tigers.
30. That's the same player that was just down. That's the same player that was just helped off. And he's gripping his chest again.
Yeah.
He might have something wrong with his pec.
Well, there is the loss was all the way back to the
28-yard line.
No, it's the 24, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah, 24.
I'm still looking at 56 here.
That's an 8-yard loss on the play by Palzer. So that is 48 yards now.
Second and 22, my goodness.
Yeah, that was a
20.
big loss. Okay, Tigers showing stunt on defense. There's the handoff to Pelzer. He breaks one tackle, gets up to the 30. He gets part of the yardage back, not a lot. Matisse Weaver is there on the tackle. Also coming in there for Lander is Hunter Velarde. Well, we haven't called Hunter Velarde's name very often.
We have not, and I got to know Velarde very well through baseball. He's part of the Lander Lobos, who I luckily got to call their state championship, and that's the end of the third quarter.
Okay, after 3, Buffalo 29, Lander 14, back after this.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Frazier, Dr. Hinkle, Dr. Ballard, and Dr. Davis offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
Okay, back again at Bill Bush Stadium. We just had a pretty interesting drum solo with the drumsticks on fire. Here's the pitch, goes over to Pelzer. Pelzer on the outside, only a couple of yards. Good defensive pursuit by the Tigers.
Yeah, that drum solo was insane. I've never seen that. I've seen a lot of cool drum stuff before in my life, but catching them on fire, they're still on fire. Let me see if I can get them on camera for you.
Yeah, there is a 4th down play now for Buffalo as they only gained a couple of yards by Pelzer. And the kick is coming in, and this is Xander Hewitt. Eli Patterson is going to be doing the punting. His first punt.
Snap.
Yeah, nice punt. Fair catch by Gabe Harris down at the 33-yard line. So that's where Lander will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 33 following the punt. And a big applause by the crowd. That was a percussion specialty, and the drumsticks, the tips of the drumsticks were on fire. That was really something.
It was very, very cool. And if you're the parent of one of those children down there, I think our photographer just got a nice shot of it. So
great.
Hopefully you can get that one up at the Ranger. Hopefully he is standing there with his camera. I hope he just got that.
Well, I tell you what, there's quite a few students here with wearing only pants.
Yeah.
They've got their shirts. I bet they're feeling a little cold right now. Okay, here are the Tigers. Stauffenberg in the gun. He takes 3 steps back. Now he goes forward. Now he's rolling to his left side, and he throws it away. Throws it into the Lander bench. Big rush on the play by A.J. Ramirez of Buffalo.
And that was the smart play to just throw it away. He didn't have anyone open. I think his original idea to run through the broken line there was a good idea, but he saw one too many white jerseys right in front of him.
Yeah, because he stopped and turned around and went back out and tried to run to the right side. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Clock stopped with 11:12 to go in the game. Buffalo 29, Lander 14. Stauffenberg back in the gun. Takes 2 steps back. Now he throws. Caught by
Beaver again.
But that was
Joel Beaver.
Joel Beaver. Beaver for the 1st down. Another pass and a completion. Goes all the way across the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 46-yard line. A 13-yard gain on that play, and the second reception tonight by Beaver. He now has 20 yards on 2 receptions.
And if you remember, Beaver was the one that was wide open in the end zone,
right.
I think at the end of the second quarter, and he was just overthrown just a little bit by Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg's really gotten him his fair share here in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Harris in the slot. Stevenson wide out to the right side. Play action pass. Here's a pass down. Caught by Harris. First down. Yeah, it's going to be.
Oh, no, that wasn't Harris. That was number 2.
Oh, that was Evan Stevenson. Evan Stevenson caught that.
Another Lobos that I got to call in baseball. He is a tall player. I don't know how great his hands are because that's the first catch that I've seen him have all day. But he could be utilized a lot in this offense with the way that young man is built.
Yeah, he got a 12-yard gain on that one. And the Tigers are on the move. 1st and 10 down at the 43-yard line.
Ooh,
Stauffenberg was caught in the backfield, but he escaped and made it back to the line of scrimmage.
Boy, escaped. He's lucky to not have a 10-yard sack on his hands right there. He got through the 2 tacklers, the 2 defenders that were coming through that broke through the offensive tackles. But, man, he's lucky to get that back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. We're at 10-15 and counting in the game. 15-point lead by the Buffalo Bison.
A score on this drive would be sensational if you're Lander.
Back, rolling to his left side, throws. It's incomplete. Ooh. Boy, that was a low throw. That was at the shoe tops of Gabe Harris, and it fell incomplete.
He's lucky, too. That was thrown into triple coverage. I mean, there wasn't very much that he had a tight window that he had to throw it into. And granted, he almost got it, but that is a dangerous play when you're down 15.
You know, if he had run, he might have gotten some good yardage that time. But he did not run and instead passed it. It's 3rd down and 10. Big play in this game for the Lander Tigers and for the Buffalo Bison defense. Okay, let's see what we have here. Stauffenberg in the gun. Pasquinelli in the slot. Here's Stauffenberg, rolls to his right, looks downfield, throws, it's caught! Great catch by Matisse Weaver at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Lander.
That was an amazing catch, but an even better throw on the run. Again, Brennan Stauffenberg might be one of the better quarterbacks on the run. He doesn't like to sit in the pocket and just stand there and look. He's got an arm to go with those legs.
Weaver now has unofficially 96 yards in receiving on 5 catches. That's a pretty good night.
That is a great night, especially when the score looks like this. You would be very excited to get that many yards.
Okay, there's the snap from center. There's a screen pass. They've got it set up. Pasquinelli is down inside the 5, down to the 2. Boy, they had that was funny. They had the convoy was set up for him, but Sean, he overran them. He ran right past them.
And he tried to dive over the 2 defenders there, and I think I see a member of Pasquinelli's family. He's just cheering him on. He's the one getting the crew all hyped up here, and they're taking a long time here in the huddle to determine this 1st and 2 play from the 2-yard line.
It is 17 yards on the reception. Okay, here come the Tigers. 1st down and goal to go. 9:21 to go in the game.
I formation right out the gate.
There's the pitch. Goes over to Gabe Harris, and he does not make it. The pursuit on the far side, he might even lose a yard. Or maybe back to the line. He made it back to the line of scrimmage.
It was right in front of the line judge, so I trust him there. But, man, he could have turned the Jets on and gone vertical at one point. But the defense was just getting there way too fast.
Yeah, so no gain on the play by Harris on the pitch.
Now they're on the left hash mark for them, and they really like the left hash mark because it allows Brennan to run around to the right. But he's going to run right up the middle.
Stauffenberg straight ahead, and no gain. Maybe a yard. We'll have to call it no gain because statistically
they're on the 1-yard line.
They're in the 1, so...
And it was a good play call, play design. That QB sneak, when it works, and right there it just didn't get over the line at all. He tried to go underneath the line, it almost looked like.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Hash mark far side. Everyone is in tight. Full house look in the backfield. 8:10 to go. There's the handoff right up the middle. Boy, that did not work.
That went
Matisse
backwards.
Weaver was caught at the 2-yard line and pushed back. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it's 4th down. Well, you got to go for it here.
You have to go for it. You're down by 15. But what's interesting, all 3 of those plays, all from the I formation, all had different ball carriers. in different ways, and none of them seemed to work. In fact, they went backwards. So now I want to see what they come out in here. Brendan Stauffenberg has done really well from the shotgun with these short yardage plays, but let's see what they do here. 4th and goal from the 4-yard line.
The Lander crowd is back up again.
And he is in the shotgun.
Stauffenberg in the shotgun, looks to pass, throws in the end zone, caught, touchdown! Yeah, that goes to Gabe Harris. Harris got it. Boy, he was just inside the goal line.
Barely inside the goal line, but a great catch and amazing play design there by the offensive coordinator, and the vision that Brendan Stauffenberg had to make sure that he waited just the right amount of time for Gabe to get open.
And that was a rope. Tell you that. Here's the extra point attempt now. Lander has scored in the 4th period with 7:21 to go. Matisse Weaver for the PAT.
And this would make it an 8-point game, and does.
It's good. Yeah, it's really good. A 2-yard pass to Harris and the PAT. So with 7:21 to go in the game, it's 29 Buffalo, 21 Lander. Here come the Tigers.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Back again in Lander, the Tigers have just scored to make it an 8-point game, 29-21. Lander will be kicking off to the north end zone. The wind has disappeared from the stadium here in the second half. Matisse Weaver will be kicking it off for the Tigers.
Boy, Matisse has got to be tired. He's on defense, offense, special teams, everything.
Deep back is Zane Huber for Buffalo, but he's not going to have a chance. This one's out of the end zone. Again. So the Buffalo Bison, there's a big series of play here, Sean, for the Lander defense. And you can say the same thing for the Buffalo offense. This is a big play in the game with only 7 minutes, 21 seconds to go.
Oh, for sure. And they both have 3 timeouts. I think Buffalo is going to try and run as much clock off as they can. But the main thing that they want to do is just get a few first downs, and next thing you know, the clock could be down to 3 or 4 minutes by the time they reach the 50-yard line. So that's going to be their main goal.
Patterson comes out, wide receiver split, twins on the right, single on the left, in the shotgun. There's the handoff straight up the middle to Hammond.
Oh, what a tackle.
Gets a good run, about 5 yards.
Tackle by Matisse.
Oh, that was not Hammond, that was Paulser. Paulser, 5 yards on the play.
And they definitely could have gotten a lot more, but the way that Matisse ended up going right at the hips, right at the lower leg of the runner, I mean, that's what got him down.
That's what got him down, yeah.
What?
You'll have to talk to the people up there. Okay, a lot of people confuse us for the official stadium people here tonight. Right. Okay, Patterson in the gun, one man back. He's going to take a keeper, and he's going to be just short of the first down.
Nice second effort there by the Lander Tigers defense, because he was fading forward there at the end, and 2 Tigers ended up getting him right in the back to make sure he didn't get the first down.
Yeah, Gabe Harris was right there. So it's a gain of 4 yards on the play to the 29 for Patterson.
3rd and inches right now. I mean, if they can get a stop here, this is huge.
Yeah, the Tigers' defense is being urged on by their hometown fans. As we mentioned earlier, biggest crowd of the season. Here's the handoff, first down, 5-yard carry by Paulser. Boy, he just shot right over that left guard.
I'm telling you, if Coach Scott is watching any sort of film this week, it's got to be, they got to focus on the way that this interior defense looks. especially against the run right up the middle. I mean, Buffalo is moving at will when they go up the middle. When they run to the outside, they have a good chance, Lander does, of catching them and beating them. But right now, you just run up the middle if you're Buffalo.
6 minutes to go in the game, 29-21 Buffalo. Buffalo 1st and 10. There's the snap. The handoff goes nowhere. It's the quarterback keeper, and he gets maybe a yard.
Boy, that is the look of the Buffalo offense, though. They run the motion across like a jet sweep's about to happen, and you never know if it's going to go to the player in motion, the running back that's sitting behind the quarterback, or if it's going to stay in Patterson's hands. And right now, Lander Tigers, they got a good stop on that one, but for the most part, it's been a lot of trickery that Buffalo's gotten the yards from.
5.5 minutes to go, and they're going to keep it on the ground, I would imagine, Sean.
Yeah, like I said, they can get to 4 minutes by the time they get to the 50-yard line here.
Yeah. Wide receivers split out on each side. In the gun. There's the handoff, goes to Hammond. He's caught right away and down. Great defensive move that time. And I'm trying to see who that is.
That was Pulser that ran the ball, and he just got tripped up right away.
Yeah, I think that was 56 on the tackle. That's Jesse Dollard.
It's good to see him back in the game. He was the one that left 2 separate times clutching his chest.
Loss of a yard, goes back to the 35-yard line. So Pulser loses a yard. 3rd down, 10 yards to go in the gun. One man in the slot. Running, there's the shovel pass. It doesn't go very far. Great defense by the Tigers. It was a shovel pass to Pulser, and the Tiger defense was right. Not Pulser, I'm sorry. That was Blake Bell.
Yeah, Bell's it's hard to miss Bell. Even though they're all wearing white, he might be the tallest player out there other than Patterson. He's got a big body that they just stopped right in its tracks. Good on them. Good on the Tigers defense.
Gain of 3 yards on the play. It's down to the 37-yard line. 4th down. And Patterson is going to punt it away. 3:58 to go. Time's running out for the Tigers. They're taking all the time they need here on the kick. There's the snap. The kick is straight up in the air. And Harris calls for a fair catch at the 27-yard line. So the Tigers will have to go 73 yards in 3 minutes, 46 seconds.
They have 3 timeouts.
And they do have28 their timeouts left. So the Tigers have got the ball, and they're going to have it down at their own 28-yard line, I'm going to call that.
And I would typically run to ads here, but it looks like they're going to come out and try and do a tempo game right here.
And we want to thank all of our sponsors for making these broadcasts possible. This is really greatly appreciated.
We're both getting a little cold up here, aren't we?
Yeah. In the gun, Harris in motion to the left, rolling out to his left. There's the pass to Harris, caught and dropped.
It. That was Beaver that he had in the breadbasket, but
number 4, yeah, Beaver. It was close to the first down, but it would not have been a first down.
No, he caught it right in the breadbasket as he was kind of diving forward, lunging for it. And, it just must have hit the inside of his arms and hit his jersey and just popped right out. But that was a good throw by Brennan. Could have been a little higher, but still, good arm. You still have plenty of time, 3 minutes, 41 seconds left to go. Down 29-21.
Okay, here's the pass. Long pass downfield is almost intercepted. Oh. I tell you what, Stauffenberg had to hurry that one because they were on him.
Oh, they were on him like white on rice, and I don't think that he was going to be able to get that ball off any second later, and he just overthrew Matisse Weaver, and he overthrew him by about 10 yards. And it was, I don't think the defensive back or the corner, whoever that was even prepared for that ball to come that easily to him.
Stauffenberg has put it in the air 19 times and is converted on 13 of those attempts. Stauffenberg passes downfield, to Beaver, and it's not good, and it's 4th down.
Again, he was open. He just is throwing a little bit too much mustard behind it. He's got that arm, and they're going to go for the punt here. I don't know if I would do that with 3.5 minutes left to go, but it is kind of difficult to
you don't want
with the spot right now.
Yeah, you don't want to give it up again. The Tigers have done that 4 times already.
5 if you count the turnover on downs earlier.
That's right. 29-21, 3:32 to go. Back to punt is Stauffenberg, or is that Weaver? I think that's a 37 back there. Stauffenberg usually does the punting. Low snap. There's the kick. Oh, it's a boomer. Way high in the air. And the reception is made at the 32-yard line. And coming away with that is Hammond. So Buffalo has it now. First down, 10 yards to go. And they are at the 32-yard line. And this is where the Tigers defense have to come up with a turnover here if they want to get back in the game.
And you've already asked so much of them in this fourth quarter, and they've come up with the stops that they've needed. They've gotten Buffalo to kind of tone down their run game a little bit. Can you ask them to do it one more time with 3 minutes, 26 seconds left? Because best case scenario, you stop them on all 3 plays right here. You call your 3 timeouts. You can get the ball back with a little under 3 minutes left. But then you don't have any timeouts, and you got to convert what you just couldn't convert right there. So let's see what the defense does.
Okay, Patterson comes out. Receivers split wide on each side in the gun. 1 man back. There's the handoff to Hammond. Hammond tries to cut the corner and doesn't make it. Maybe a yard or 2. Lander calls timeout. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go. The Tigers' first timeout. And there is a 2-yard gain on that play by Hammond. Now has 87 yards on 12 carries. We'll be back right after this.
Care has clinics located in Arapahoe, Ethity, and Riverton. We provide family medical services along with dental, optometry, behavioral health, physical and occupational therapy, and more. Our in-house lab and pharmacy at all locations make for a one-stop primary healthcare center for your healthcare needs. Wind River Family and Community Healthcare is striving for a stronger, healthier community because Wind River cares. More information can be found at windrivercares.com.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Hauling ass, heading south, down the road in a Crow Cadillac, coupe de ville.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Second down, 8 yards to go from the 35-yard line. Patterson is in the gun. He's taken all the time he can, and now he's going to run. He cuts off to the left-hand side. He breaks away. He's got 1 man to beat, and he is not beat. He gets a first down all the way to the Lander 40. Huge run on that jet sweep on the right side, Sean.
And that is just so deflating for this Lander defense that was doing so well. The last 5 plays before that had been great stops by the Lander defense. And that is just, disheartening if you're a Lander fan. And now the clock's running. They're not even going to call a timeout. It's under 3 minutes to go now.
Under 3 minutes to go, and Patterson with a great run there. Let's see, that would be 15 and 9, 24 yards on the run by Patterson. First down and 10 at the Lander 41. There's the snap, the handoff. They got him at the line of scrimmage. Only a gain of a yard, and that was Hammond on the play.
And that's what I'm saying. Their defense is really getting it whenever they get the ball into Hammond or Blake Bell's hand. It's just Patterson. He's very, very hard to stop. And the second timeout by Lander is called.
All right, let's take a timeout. We'll be back. 2:37 to go. Back again at Bill Bush Stadium on KFCW and WyoToday YouTube. 2:37 to go in the game. Buffalo leads by 8, and they have the football in Lander territory at the 41-yard line.
And this is going to be a big stop right here, because if they can get the same type of pressure on defense as they did the last play and the play before Patterson railing off that run, they can get that timeout, and they only need one more stop. But that's a big if right now.
Patterson at 6'3", 190 pounds in the gun. There's the handoff, and it goes to Hammond. He's got some running room, and he trips and falls. Otherwise, he would have scored.
He would have had a touchdown, yeah.
Yeah.
There was some good blocking up there, and I don't think that the Lander defense was expecting him to run more to the left. He's been running up the middle most of the day. But that is a proverbial nail in the coffin with the first down there.
16-yard gain on the play by Hammond, and he now in the game. 14. There's 104 yards. He's got 104 yards.
You just heard Ernie Over do some math.
Yeah, how about that? Let's hope it's right. Patterson in the gun. There's the handoff to Hammond again. He's got another lane. He breaks through inside the 20, down to the 18. It's going to be second and very short, and we're down to a minute and a half to go.
And the only thing that Lander can really hope for right now is maybe a fumble, or if Patterson gets cute, maybe he can sack him for 20 yards or something. But there is not a lot of hope. You can feel some of these fans starting to get out of here. I think most of them see what might happen here. The comeback last week was phenomenal. This would be an even more phenomenal comeback.
And here we go. In the gun is Patterson. We're down to a minute 19 to go. Second down. Patterson's going to take it himself. He cuts the corner, and, I don't know. It's going to be real close. He was going to take it around the end, but then he cut up field, and I'm not sure if he made the first down or not. And Lander takes their final timeout. We did get a final. Riverton 14, Rollins 6.
Oh, wow. Congratulations to Riverton. They're going to have a tough opponent next week here with Lander, because Lander's going to come into this game, to that game. Not only do you have the rivalry that always hangs over the head of that game, but you have this game. The Lander team is going to go home with some heavy hearts with their Caden being in the hospital, and hopefully we get an update before the end of the game on that. But yeah, Lander's going to look like a different team next week against Riverton.
Okay, we're going to keep it right here. A minute 8 to go in the game. It is third down and long one. If Buffalo gets this first down, that's it, folks. Landers used all their timeouts. Have to give Buffalo credit, but I tell you what, Lander was their own worst enemy. 4 turnovers, including one at the 1-yard line. You just can't do that and win a game.
Third and short.
You take away those 3 scores, and this would be a very competitive game. Okay, here comes the crowd to their feet again. Third down, 1 to go. Hand off Hammond. He's got the first down and more. He's down inside the 10-yard line. That's going to do it, Sean.
That is the nail in the coffin there. And we have, just to update everyone, you're right, at 14-6 Wolverines win. Shoshone right now entering the fourth quarter up 28-20. Lander's not the only team tonight with some turnover issues. Rocky Mountain has also turned the ball over 4 times.
Wow, well, it's first and 10. They're going to mark him down at the 11. Clock is moving, and here comes the victory formation, Sean. Although, no, they're not going to do the victory formation.
Well,
they want another score.
Yeah, they'd like to run it up, and if you're Buffalo, you're coming into this game 1-2. Nope, they're kneeing down.
They took the knee. Lander won the game last year 22-12 in Buffalo, and that's going to be it. They stopped the clock. Now they started it again. Lander loses, so they are now 2-2 on the season. Buffalo comes away with a 29-21 win at Bill Bush Stadium here in Lander, and they've now won 15 games in the series against the Tigers, and the Tigers have only won 5. So Buffalo has had Lander's number over the years.
Yeah, and so now that this game is essentially over, I'm going to try my best, go down there and maybe get a player of the game. It's very possible Coach Scott doesn't want us to have one, but we will be back with your player of the game after the handshakes here.
All right, very good.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine, Adina Vasco, and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
WyoGlass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. WyoGlass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. WyoGlass is Lander.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WyoToday app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WyoToday app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit WyoToday.com to download the WyoToday app now. Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
There are 2 ways to buy 4x4 gear: the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
And we're back here in Lander. Final score 29-21. Buffalo. Whew, it's gotten very cold out here, and that might have made a difference to some of the plays there, especially some of the fumbles late in the game.
Well, Sean, it's been a really interesting contest. We have Brennan Stauffenberg coming up to us right now, and also Matisse Weaver. And we'll have a little bit of post-game interviews here with our teams. We'll have to give up one of the headsets here. And, yeah, here they come.
Here, we're going to give Brennan here. Brennan is our Papa Murphy's player of the game. There you go. I'm going to give you this, Brennan. We'll talk to Matisse here in a minute.
Okay, Brennan. 20 passes today, 201 yards. And, I made a reference that you've really got some energy behind some of those throws. I know Beaver was open on that last series of downs, but he just couldn't handle the ball. One was too low and one was outside a little bit. What's your analysis?
I mean, I just try to do the best I can. I mean, those 2 balls were, not great throws. I think that's on me. The one low, I think he could have caught, but I think mostly on me. Our line did great. I take responsibility for both of them. But.
Well, Brendan, the Tigers put themselves in a hole, 4 turnovers, including one at your own 1-yard line. Buffalo had great starting position in that first half, and they took advantage of it. And you guys had a great comeback last week, but it fell 8 points short this week.
I think if this is just fundamentals, little things, right? I mean, if we even have 2 turnovers in the first half, don't flip it on the 1. I mean, they score 14 in the whole game. So I think that's the big thing, is just the little things and keep care of the ball, limit turnovers.
Now, how was your arm feeling? You've been pretty active here in passing today with, what did I say? You had 21 passes. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I do for the team, and I feel fine. Feel great.
Yeah. Okay, Brandon. Well, congratulations on being our Papa Murphy's player of the game. Now, our Gatorade player of the game is Matisse Weaver. And, Matisse, we saw you out there limping once in a while. Did you have a little hitch in the giddy-up today?
Yeah. Second series of the game, I got a little Charlie horse in the leg, but we play through it because the team needs it.
Okay, well, I guess the call was right. We called a little cramp down there. Now, Matisse, tell us what happened on the field goal attempt.
Again, back to the Charlie horse, but I mean, I had the length for it, so just overthought it a little bit. Had a bit of time with the timeout, but I mean, we come back to it. We play like we didn't even have a field goal, and we get back to it, and that's kind of the mentality that we've been carrying throughout the year.
All right, you came back in the fourth quarter, put together a couple of drives. You had some great catches today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I noticed you've got a little blood on your uniform there. It was a physical game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Shout out to 34, Charlie Wonka. He played a hell of a game. I had fun with him all game, and I mean, my team as well. We played with a lot of heart. And, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better team to play with.
Now, we had a 45-minute delay because of the injury. How did that affect the team?
I really don't think it affected the team. I think we had energy built off of the line. I think the line played a hell of a game. I think that, I mean, we have a pretty young team, so we're kind of building off that. And end of the year is going to be a completely different year than what we started out as.
Yeah, all right, very good. Have you heard anything from the doctors on what the condition is?
We haven't. We heard when he got in the ambulance, he was good. A A little drugged out, but I think we should see him Monday.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that, Matisse. Now, how have you perfected that kickoff that you have? I mean, you almost had 4 field goals on kickoffs today.
Yeah, I mean, it's come from a childhood of playing soccer. I mean, that's where I started. Don't even play it anymore because of how much I love football. So, got to thank that, but football is my real passion.
Well, you guys played with heart. Now, Riverton tomorrow, you're not going to look ahead, are you?
No, I mean, we take it day by day, week by week. We're looking at them just as any other opponent.
Well, Matisse Weaver, our Gatorade player of the day, thank you very much for coming up and talking with us.
Thank you, guys.
You bet. And good luck next week against Riverton. You bet.
As I put on this extra sweaty headset now.
Yeah, well, I was just as thank you for running down and getting those players, by the way. I wanted to give just a brief on our Click It or Ticket postgame show. I wanted to do some of the stats here. And it is exactly what we thought would happen. The Buffalo Bison had 251 rushing yards. They had 28 passing yards, 279 yards total. The Lander Tigers had 87 rushing yards, 201 passing yards, 288 total yards. So Lander actually outgained the Bison by 11 yards.
That's pretty crazy. And, the score is not very reflective of that. Obviously, Lander losing, but you got to throw those fumbles in there. The fumbles are the main thing that really caused this. And you could say the penalties gave them the edge in the first half, even though they were starting to get them in the second quarter there. But, man, those fumbles were a killer because those yardage that you just said, that looks like a winning team on paper. You look at those numbers and you look at the way that they performed, especially late in the fourth quarter. That's a winning team, and they just they got outrun there by themselves pretty much.
Jack Pasquinelli was the leading rusher for the Tigers, 7 carries, 67 yards. Brennan Stauffenberg had 5 carries, 15 yards. Gabe Harris only had 4 carries tonight, and he had a couple of losses, only 2 yards. And Brennan Weaver had 3 carries for 13 yards. So the Tigers did not perform up to their regular rushing ability, but in the passing department, Stauffenberg was excellent. I told you he had 13 of 20 passing for 201 yards. His favorite receiver was Brandon Weaver. He had 5 receptions for 96 yards. Gabe Harris had 3 receptions for 46 yards. Jack Pasquinelli had 3 receptions for 43 yards. And Beaver had 2 receptions for 20 yards.
He could have had 4 for 2 touchdowns, if we're being honest. But
yeah, Stevenson, 1 catch for 12 yards. And in the return department, Gabe Harris had 54 yards in return yardage. So if you add that onto the total of the Tigers total, they well outgained the Buffalo Bison. But both teams are now 2-2 on this young season. Now next week, the Lander Tigers, coming off of this loss, will travel across county to play the Riverton Wolverines, who picked up their first win and their second win in 2 years, both against
the same
Rollins.
team. Yeah, and Riverton's going to come in and they're going to be looking for obviously their second win in a row, but they smell blood in the water now because once they get – the coach even said it, once they get going and they start to win, they have that feeling in the locker room. I can only imagine how that feels right now. Obviously, Lander's feeling the exact opposite. They got really close. But that'll be a good game. Rivalries like that, I mean, they come around every year, and you always kind of underestimate how big it's going to be. But right now, with Lander coming off a win and Riverton coming off a loss and Riverton coming off a win, that game is going to look to be a gnarly one. I'll tell you that one.
Yeah, it sure is. Well, I certainly appreciate your help on our Click It and Ticket post-game show and throughout the game. Sean O'Brate will be teaming up again next week.
I hope so. This has been a great time. Yeah, this is awesome, man.
Yeah, Wolverine Stadium. So on behalf of Sean O'Brate, this is Ernie Over. We want to thank our Click It or Ticket post-game sponsor, all of our sponsors, for example, and our new halftime sponsor, Central Wyoming College. We want to thank Katie back at the studio for her operation today, Katie Shields. And on behalf of our Sports Club sponsors, Sports Club sponsor, it's cold out here.
This
is Ernie Over and Sean O'Brate bidding you a pleasant good evening from Lander.
Have a good one.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family